you do it, Dorian? Midnight snacks are very hard to come by around here.
How do you think? I brought it in from the outside. Got the warden's special permission. However, these just desserts have a price. I do need some more information from you.
First we eat, then we talk.
You said it.
All right. Look, I have a time problem, though. I don't know how long the warden's going to let me stay. And I've got to have proof about Matron Spitz's involvement in Susan Bates's murder. Now, can you give me any more information?
Yeah, well, you're the one that's out there in the real world. We're dying for information in here. About Diane, for instance. How's she doing?
She's fine. She's living in my guest room.
Yeah, you took her in.
Yeah.
Dorian, you're the best.
Amen. And what about Jeannie? She's staying with you too, huh?
No. No, as a matter of fact, I wish I knew where Jeannie was.
Trouble?
Could be. Could be. See, she suddenly announced that she was going to Hawaii, and then I haven't been able to locate her. It's as if she just fell off the face of the earth.
Jeannie always loved travel, adventure.
I think she may have gotten more adventure than she bargained for. So if either one of you hears from her, will you please let me know? Because I've got some questions I want to ask her.
Dorian, are you somehow thinking that Jeannie's vanishing act has something to do with Susan's death? Huh?
You know how crazy I was about Jeannie. I'm not saying that she was directly involved in Susan's murder. I think, though, that she's been blackmailed, threatened, or bought off by somebody who is involved in the murder. That's a fact. Oh, now wait. Here we go. Take a look at this boy. His name is Dan Wolek. You see in the pictures, he's got great blue eyes and blonde hair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Delicious.
She means the pie, not the guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Did you happen to see, though, this young man at the crack factory at the backstreet bar?
No.
No, never saw him. I'm sorry.
Don't
Never
be.
saw him.
Don't be sorry. That's terrific. I'm glad to hear it, as a matter of fact. Not that that proves that he was definitely not involved with the crack operation, but it's certainly going to help. Thanks. Okay, next one. This guy, his name is Vince Robeson. You ever see him?
No, never.
You sure? Tiny?
Never.
We never saw anybody in charge.
Uh-oh. Looks like we've got some company.
Well, look who's here. I wonder what or who they had to kiss to get that pie there. Looks kind of scrumptious. Let's help ourselves, girls.
No problem. Please. I brought plenty. There's lots and lots to go around. So if you want some, feel free to help yourself.
Don't mind if I do, Dory.
Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have any more questions for you, Mrs. Buchanan.
Well, that's a relief.
However, I do have a few questions for you, Clint. Before you fell asleep on the couch here, what were you doing?
I had just come home from the Banner. Maria Roberts was with me.
Maria?
Yes, honey, I told you about that before. She wanted to talk about chords, so we came back here, and I brought her back to Lanford with me.
How kind.
Anyway, we had a drink. We talked for a little while. She could see how tired I was, and she said she was going to let me get some sleep, and she left.
Well, how did she leave, Clint?
The usual way, through the door.
Which door?
The front door.
Clint, as far as you know, Maria didn't notice anything unusual as she was leaving the house?
If she did, she didn't say anything to me. What are you guys getting at?
Wait, just bear with us a moment, okay? Now, when you felt drowsy, you stretched out right there, right?
I already told you that.
Then you would have felt a draft from the terrace, huh?
I certainly would have, only the terrace doors were closed.
You're sure of that?
Absolutely positive.
Could somebody tell me what's going on?
Well, Clint's just confirming what we've suspected. When your baby was taken, there was no sign of forced entry, and when she was returned, There's no sign of forced entry either.
The kidnapper must have had keys to the house.
Well, the only ones that have keys are Vicky and me. And Heron, of course. You're not suggesting...
No, we're not suggesting anything, Clint. We're stating the obvious. Whoever came in here was somebody you know.
Honey, it's all well and good to say that you'll never hurt anybody again, but I'm not the police, and the police are not going to stop looking until they find the kidnapper.
Well, they can look all they want. They'll never trace it back to me.
Oh, don't be so naive. You said you had an accomplice.
A friend who just helped me return the baby, that's all.
And what if the police find this friend and break her down and make her confess her part in it and your part, too?
Well, she wouldn't. I know she wouldn't.
Well, honey, friends have a bad habit of saving their own necks. You have got to look out for yourself.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Leave town, buy a one-way ticket to Tahiti?
No, just the opposite. Go to Vicky Buchanan and tell her everything.
What?
That's right. Now, she said that she wouldn't prosecute anybody if the baby was returned.
But, Mom, she just said that in order to get the baby back.
I don't think so. I think she was telling the truth. Oh, go to her, tell her everything that you told me.
No, she'll never believe me.
Of course she will. Don't you want to stay out of prison?
Yes.
Well, then go and tell her everything. Listen, tell her what Mitch Lawrence did, that he brainwashed you, and then she won't blame you for anything.
I can't, Mom. I just can't.
Well, Dorian, now the odds are even. Are you still talking tough, or are you just talking?
Oh. Come on. We've already done this once before, haven't we? No, I would love to, but I can't. I promised the warden I wouldn't make any trouble. I'm going to keep my word, much as I hate to.
Just like I thought. All talk, but no guts. Atta girl, Roberta, don't get mad. Get moving. You are going to pay for that. Come on, show me. I have been waiting a long time to say yes for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I may have promised the warden I wouldn't. I didn't say anything about defending myself, did I? Okay, Spitz. Take your best shot. Go ahead.
All right, now who's talking and who's talking tough, huh? Boom!
You listen to me. She's a champ. But her name is Roberta. Remember that from now on. It's Roberta. Oh, yeah? It's been pretty dulcet for me, too. But I'll tell you what. I'm glad I came back. Because this has made my week. I mean, the expression on Spitz's face was priceless.
Priceless is you.
Thanks, Roberta. But listen, I gotta get going. I mean it.
Why don't we finish up our dessert?
I can't. I haven't got the time. I found out some very important information that's gonna help save a young man, and I've got to get back, all right?
You come back soon, you promise?
You bet. Like they say, I shall return. Goodbye, you two.
Listen, say hi to Diane for us, some lucky kid.
Yeah, I will. Oh, forget that. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care. Come back soon. Bye. Come back soon.
Dr. Bullock, I'm glad you called.
How are you?
Yes, sir. Dan's always saying what a terrific guy his father is.
Well, I just wanted you to know what's going on at Statesville Prison. Have a seat. All right. Jamie, Dorian Lord has gone down there to find out the truth about Susan Bates' killer, her real killer.
Wow, that's one brave woman, isn't it?
Yeah, some people will go to any extremes to find out the truth.
I didn't realize Dorian Lord was such a good friend of Dan's.
Oh, Dan's got a lot of friends. And one or two enemies, it would appear.
Well, I hope Mrs. Lord can find out something to help Dan's case.
I'm confused about something, Jamie.
If I can possibly clear anything up, I'd be glad to.
We know Vince Robeson was in charge of the crack operation that ran out of the backstreet bar.
Yes, I've heard that rumor myself.
It's no rumor, any more than it was a rumor that you were seen with him.
Who told you that?
Doesn't matter. Do you deny it?
Dr. Wolick, I have explained myself
I don't care about your explanations to others. You see, I am Dan's father, and I want to hear the truth out of you right now. What were you doing in the backstreet bar with Vince Robeson?
Face Vicky Buchanan, Mom. I just can't.
She promised. She won't prosecute.
Well, but maybe she won't, but the police didn't promise anything now, did they?
Honey, that is a very influential family. You just go to them. You tell her that you were brainwashed by Mitch. She'll know you weren't responsible for the kidnapping.
But what if she doesn't believe me? What if nobody does?
They'll have to. Honey, they've seen the baby. They know she's healthy. They know that she's loved and cared for. Or they know that you didn't mean her any harm.
All right, say that Vicky does believe my story. Sooner or later, she's going to tell her husband or a friend, and then they'll convince her to change her mind.
Stop making excuses.
It's possible, Mom. It is highly possible that I am going to be spending the next 20 years of my life in prison.
Oh, that's possible, all right. But if the police find out before the Buchanans, you're not just looking at 20 years. You could be looking at life in prison.
And that's why I won't face Victoria Buchanan.
Never had an extra set of keys made. Did you, sweetheart?
No, of course not. And there's no way on earth that I would believe that Heron or any other member of the staff in this house could have or would have stolen our baby.
Well, you might not want to believe it, but the possibility still exists.
Oh, Rafe, I think we've asked Vicky and Clint enough questions for tonight.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Well, I hope we were able to be of some help.
Oh, absolutely. You'll never know how much.
Good.
I just want you to know how happy I am for you, Vicky, and aside from all these questions and police work, I want you to go upstairs and give that baby a great big kiss from me.
Oh, you bet I will. Thanks, Rafe.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Speak to you soon.
Captain, may I walk you out to the door?
Oh, no, that's quite all right. We can find our way.
You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Oh.
Finally.
This is what I have wanted to do since we put Jessica in her crib hours ago.
Hell, I've been dreaming about it for weeks. I was beginning to think it never would happen.
It has happened. It's happened. Our baby's back with us, and we are family again.
You know what I'd like to do?
I know. Double lock all the doors and windows, right?
No, I mean after that. You suppose we could take Jessica into our room with us tonight?
Well, if you hadn't suggested it, I would have. Come on, let's lock up and go see our baby.
Okay, Ma.
Aw.
Dan always said he couldn't put anything past his old man. Okay, I did know that Vince Robeson was dealing in coke.
Crack, you mean?
No, sir. My dealings with him were strictly with cocaine. And that day that Dan and Allison saw me, I was trying to buy some coke from him.
You have a habit?
No, I've just tried it a few times, and I haven't touched it since then.
So why didn't you tell anybody?
I was afraid. Not for myself. I didn't want to disgrace my family, and I did tell someone, my mother. And I promised that I would testify on Dan's behalf if it was necessary.
You did you?
Yes, sir. Even at the risk of tarnishing my family's name.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn about your family's name. Now, tomorrow, my son goes on trial for his life.
I know
I don't
that.
think you do know that. I think you think this is a game. I think you can play with the truth so it suits your purpose and let my son fend for himself. Is that
No,
right? And I think
Dr.
your mother's playing the same kind of game, too. I think she's more concerned with protecting her damn family name than defending my son's life.
I promise you, my mother...
I don't want your promises, Jamie. I want the truth.
I have told you...
Who killed Susan Bates? Who killed that girl and tried to pin her on my son?
Dorian, you look exhausted.
Exhausted is actually an improvement. I feel dead.
Can I give you some coffee?
Yes, please. I don't want to collapse before I've had a chance to tell you what I found out.
I haven't been able to sleep either. I was hoping to hear from you. If I don't get a new lead, I don't know. Dan's not going to have a chance.
Well, what I may tell you is sort of a ghost of a chance. I talked to my friends at Statesville Prison.
Did they know anything about Vince Roberson?
No.
That's what I was afraid of. Back to square one.
But wait. They did tell me that they knew who took Susan Bates to the back street bar the night she was killed. Matron Spitz.
I knew it. I knew there was some connection between Susan Bates's murder and that crack operation, but we still don't know who killed her.
Put Spitz on the stand.
She'll just perjure herself.
Oh, she'll try to, I'm sure. But just use that famous Sanders technique on her. I know it firsthand. I'm sure you can get her to break. And when she does, we'll find out what's going on in this whole mess.
It was a lovely breakfast. Oh, well, I figured you needed special treatment. So how was it being back in the cage?
Statesville was even more horrendous than I remembered it. But my friends were all there. The women say hello to you, especially Roberta and Charlotte.
Oh, good. Did you find anything that might help Dan Wallach?
You just bet.
Well, are you gonna tell me?
Who's the person we hated the most?
Spitz.
Got it. Prison grapevine has it that she knows who really killed Susan Bates.
Morning. I got it.
Morning. Got what?
A key piece of information late last night.
Morning. Mom, what information?
I have just subpoenaed a witness that's going to win the case for me.
Who?
The woman who took Susan to the back street bar where she was killed. Matron Spitz.
I'm not hungry. My stomach's full of butterflies. How you doing, Allison? Herb's gonna call you as his first witness today. You ready?
Don't worry, I'm ready. And I'm proud to say I don't think I have a single butterfly. I feel like my life is finally coming together. And I'm here to support you in any way I can, Dan.
I knew I could count on you.
That's great, Allison. And I'm also glad you settled things with your mother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, she's even promised she's going to try and stop drinking. She's at home right now, trying to put it all together.
Well, I wish her all the best.
I don't give a damn what he said. I'm telling you what he said. I want him fired. I want his secretary fired. If you don't call me back in 10 minutes, you are fired. What the hell do you want?
Well, I heard you were firing people, so I thought I'd get in line.
Very funny. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, that's the first time I've heard you laugh in weeks, Asa. Why don't you lighten up a bit? You're stomping and bellowing around here like a bull with a bee in its ear.
Little things these days become major problems.
Well, that might be the way you look at it.
Wanted a philosopher, I would hire one.
Oh, you're gonna hire a philosopher? Why don't you hire an analyst while you're at it?
Why the hell do I put up with you?
That's supposed to be in reverse.
All right. I tried to buy out that lawyer in Texas, and he seems to be getting cold feet.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't hang up on you. I mean, he was mighty polite, considering your total lack of tact.
I don't have time for tact, Chuck. You know, this whole world is overrun with spineless, wishy-washy, fawning imbeciles who don't have the brains of an amoeba.
Boy, Asa, I remember when you could finesse anybody into just about anything. Now you got so many hired guns around, you've lost your knack.
That's a lot of bull. I lost a lot of things, but not my knack. When was the last time I heard from Bo, huh?
Dee Dee brought a letter by last week.
I've got a great life, haven't I? My youngest boy's in Vietnam. My wife's running around with a shyster ambulance chaser threatening to divorce me. My oldest son, Clint, the only one I got respect for, refuses to talk to me. And now I'm not able to see my own grandchildren.
Some mess.
I'll tell you something else. Who do you think told me that my granddaughter was safe and sound?
I'll bet it wasn't Clint.
You got that right, Rafe. My son couldn't muster up the decency to tell me. What do you think of that?
I think he don't get no respect.
You got that about right, boy. I'm gonna do something about that.
Back inside the prison, just to get information to help Dan.
Mom, come on, you can't use the testimony from an ex-con. That sounds pretty flimsy to me.
Oh, it doesn't. We have witnesses to prove it. When the police busted the crack operation, all the inmates that were involved came forward, and there's something else.
Well, come on, out with it.
Yeah, Mom, what is it?
Dorian talked to the inmates that were involved, and then she showed a picture of Dan to them, and they said they'd never seen a man that looked like that at the back street.
Yeah, so what?
That's further proof that Dan wasn't involved in either the crack operation or Susan's murder.
Darling, I hate to dampen your spirits, but that hardly seems to be enough proof to convince a jury.
Yeah, Mom, I'd think this through. If this thing backfires in court, it could be kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I agree with Jamie, excuse me. But look at the hard physical evidence against Dan. I mean, there's the tape they found, the blood on his sleeve. That's far more impressive than a collection of opinions from criminals.
Possibly, but when I get that woman on the stand, I intend to get the truth. She knows who she turned Susan over to and who killed her, and I'm not going to stop until I break her.
Well, from what I hear, she's a pretty tough woman.
I can't imagine anyone tougher than your mother once she gets going. However, I still have my reservations about you taking this case in the first place.
It's a little late now. I have to be in court in half an hour.
That's true, and I am your staunchest supporter.
Thank you.
I've got to get to Spitz before the trial begins. Mom, I'll see you later. Good luck in court today, okay?
Now listen, court convenes at 10 a.m. Please, don't be late.
What do you mean? You're calling me to the witness stand? I thought you had all the evidence you needed.
Yes, I thought I did, and I probably do, but you never know how a trial's going to turn out. So if I do happen to call you, please remember, it is not your mother questioning you.
Yeah, I know. It's Dan Woolick's lawyer.
And it's going to be very difficult. But please remember how very much I love you.
I'll do my best.
Please, God, don't let it happen.
Oh, darling, just keep good thoughts. You're going to be just fine.
Yes, I am.
I feel that Judith thinks that Jeannie Johnson's presence at the trial is crucial. Isn't that your impression, Allison?
Oh, yes, I agree. I think she's definitely onto something else.
I wish I knew what that something else was. Maybe Dorian Lord hooked into something at the prison last night.
I got a pretty strong feeling she did.
Allison, when Herb calls you to the stand, it's very important that you tell them how much that bracelet meant to you, that your mother gave it to you, that it was very important.
Don't worry, Dan. I'll just tell them the truth.
So Judith's got to prove that you didn't have a motive to kill Susan Bates, but Vince Robeson did.
That's going to be really difficult to do, Dad. There are witnesses at Statesville who saw me arguing with Susan.
Well, don't worry. Just relax and let Judith do her job.
I wish it was that easy. I'm really scared.
Come on. Hey, you're going to win. Believe me, Dorian got something from that prison.
I agree with you, Dr. Woolick.
What do you think the odds are that Mrs. Sanders will call her son to the stand?
No, Dad, she's got to do what she's got to do.
Oh, my God.
What is it?
Al, my mother. Oh, Mom, boy, what a surprise to see you.
Yes, I'll bet it is. I have to speak to you alone.
These are my friends, Dr. Woolick and his son, Dan.
How are you?
Nice to meet you, please. Please, sit down. I have to speak to my daughter privately.
Sure.
Just a minute.
At least you didn't seem drunk.
No, she didn't.
What's wrong, Dad?
Nothing. I just hope Allison's mother doesn't do anything to disturb Allison before we leave for the courtroom.
Don't worry, Dad. Allison is... Don't worry, Dad. Allison is not going to blow her testimony.
You're losing your grip on reality, Dorian.
Oh, what wild, madcap thing have I done now?
I just heard that you're responsible for Agent Spitz being subpoenaed in the Woolite case.
Oh, wonderful!
That's great. Excuse me, Herb. I guess you two want to talk privately.
Yes, privately.
Herb, I think it's really wonderful. I'm glad that Judith took my advice and she's going to put Spitz on the stand. When, do you think it'll be today? Because if it is, I've got to make sure I've got front row center seat.
You finished? See, I'm not looking forward to attending your funeral, Dorian.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Well, you better stop thinking of yourself as a cross between Mata Hari and Joan of Arc.
Why should I?
Because you're going to get yourself killed.
Nice of you to worry
You know
about
how stupid it was for you to go back into that prison last night. You just asked me for it.
Herb, I thought you were a better sport than this.
What is that supposed to mean?
I appreciate that you're worried about my safety, but you're much more miffed, aren't you? I outsmarted you. You're afraid that I'm going to ruin your case. Get your lawyer. Hello?
Good morning, Miss Spitz. You know who this is, don't you?
I do now.
I'd hoped to speak with you personally, but something came up. I need your approval on a very pressing matter.
Well, you know I have the absolute confidence in you. I wouldn't have hired you as my lawyer if I hadn't.
That's very kind of you to say. I understand you've been subpoenaed today as a witness at the Oltl case.
That's correct.
Now, I want to advise you that Judith Sanders is one of the toughest attorneys around, and you've got to be prepared.
Well, yes, that sounds sensible.
I'm not proposing that you lie.
No, of course not.
Just that you consider well in advance what you're going to say.
Rest assured, I will be very well prepared.
And so you'll tell the truth as you know it, right?
I know just what you want me to do.
I guarantee you will be paid well in the end.
Oh, really? How much?
A lot.
You have nothing to worry about, Counselor.
She said it all right. She said Joey. And, what? Kevin. And Kevin. That is really something, don't you think so,
She is
Kevin?
the most amazing baby I've ever seen.
She sure is. Not even a month old, and she's already talking.
Yeah, but when is she going to be able to do other stuff? You know, like walk and play with us?
Well, let's ask her. Jessica, tell me something. When do you think you might start learning to walk? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. She said she thought she'd like to learn how to ride first.
Wow! She has neat fingers.
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah, and they're squeaky clean, which is more than I can say for yours.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to get Jessica dirty. I'll wash them.
All right. Tell your mother not to work so hard up there. When was the last time that Kevin volunteered to wash his fingers?
Not in recent history.
You know, Jessica, that is really something. You are already exerting a powerful influence over your brothers.
Mrs. Roberts, come see her. My baby. Oh, your baby, is it?
Yeah, she is something, you know it?
What a happy picture. I wish I had my camera.
Yep.
Is Vicky all right?
Is she all right? She's been singing ever since she got up this morning, trying to make room for the toys from all the well-wishers.
Oh, well, here's another well-wisher.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Jessica. It's so good to see you. She looks very well. She even gained some weight.
Yeah.
Well, they must have taken good care of her. The police don't have any clues, huh?
We're not talking about the kidnappers. Today is a day of celebration, and we just want to have a good time, huh?
Excuse me, Mr. Buchanan. I hate to take your little bundle away, but I think it's time for Mrs. Buchanan to feed her.
Well, I don't know if I want to give her up just yet. Jessica, you tell your mommy that I'm the happiest man in the whole wide world. Will you do that? Huh? Will you do that? Okay, sweetie. Okay. Oh, boy.
Hi, Mrs. Roberts. Hi. I thought you were Grandpa. I heard the car. Where is Grandpa?
Well, Grandpa and I had a bit of an argument.
Why? What about?
Just some complicated grown-up things. Come on over here, Kevin. Okay. You see, fellas, I told your Grandpa he wasn't welcome in this house anymore.
But does that mean we'll never see him again?
No, it wouldn't be fair of me to keep you guys apart. I mean, you love your Grandpa, and your Grandpa loves you. So just because we had an argument, but you know, you can visit him in his house. Okay?
Okay.
You know, it's a beautiful day outside. Why don't you fellas run out and see if you can get your hands dirty?
I just washed them. Come on, Joey.
Clint, you are a wonderful father. I think you did the right thing by telling the boys they could continue to see Asa.
I suppose so.
I know how hard it was for you.
Yeah. But you know, Maria, it just galls hell out of me to think about even giving that man 1 ounce of satisfaction.
You that you will find a way to win an acquittal for Dan and still not involve Jamie.
I'm certainly going to try.
Now, let me ask you. Let's say that this Spitz person is able to confirm the fact, hopefully a fact, that Dan was not involved in the murder. Is that it then? It's all over?
That is the best scenario we could hope for, but you know how courtroom trials go. They never proceed according to plan.
Well, I know you. I've seen you work miracles time after time.
Charles, stop it. I know you want me to say that I'm not going to put Jamie on the stand.
Darling, it's not just Jamie's reputation at stake here. Can you imagine how the State Department would react if the Sanders name becomes involved in drugs and murder?
Do we have to go through this now? I cannot say the magic words you want to hear. I'm not going to let Jamie testify unless it's the last chance for me to save Dan's life.
I can see the headlines now. Ambassador's son on drugs. Do you know what the media would do with a headline like that?
Charles, there's nothing you can say that I haven't said to myself. Please, don't make this more difficult than it is.
I'm sorry. I really am. I don't know how I ever became a diplomat. I have shown you no diplomacy at all. Forgive me, really.
Thanks. Listen, I've got to get to the courtroom. I want to have a few minutes with Dan before it starts.
Of course. Good luck. I'm rooting for you. I love you.
If there's one person I'm sure we can count on, it's Allison. Mother or no mother. I mean, haven't you noticed a big change come over her lately, Dad?
Yeah, I guess. Listen, Dan, I'm glad we can have a little talk for a few minutes in private. I wanted you to know, I talked with Jamie last night, and he admitted that he lied to you about why he was meeting with Vince Robeson down at the backstreet bar.
He lied?
Yeah, he wasn't after real estate. He was after cocaine.
I always
knew.
knew.
I'm shocked, too, believe me.
I always knew something was weird with this story, but to lie to me under these circumstances?
Well, if he can lie about that, he can lie about bigger things, too.
I feel like someone just punched me.
He's a good friend, huh?
Why would he do that? We've had troubles before, but, I mean, Dad, we go back a long way. We sailed his yacht up from Bermuda together. He saved my life the second night out when a gale blew up.
Dan, who came to your apartment? Who else did before the police found that tape, the Susan Bates tape?
I can't believe this. The thing is that when I'm with him, he seems like the same old Jamie. The bond is still there between us.
You remember it all?
I don't know. Allison was there. I called her over to give her back her bracelet, and Jamie came over with a housewarming present. You remember the shower radio I showed you.
They are going to think that there's something seriously wrong if you don't stop fidgeting.
Mother, I don't have time to get into this with you right now. I have to be in the courtroom with Dan in a few minutes.
Allison, I love you. I don't want to see you wreck your life. Now, they've got an extra alert out to find the kidnapper of the Buchanan.
I'm sorry. I can't think about this right now.
Well, you're going to have to think about it. I was up all night trying to think of a way to get you out of this.
Mother, I told you. Yesterday, everything went smoothly.
Oh, don't be so naive. It was your naivete that got you hooked up with Mitch Lawrence.
Mother, no one suspects me. I made a point to make sure that Vicki Buchanan knew that I'm a changed person. And I am changed. The baby's back. Everything's going to be fine.
The police have sworn to find the kidnapper.
Vicki promised not to call the police.
Well, the police don't care about her promise. They have got put on extra men to get the kidnapper. They're going to find you.
I'm sorry. I have to be in the courtroom with Dan.
Will you forget about Dan? You have to think about yourself, honey. You know what the penalty is for kidnapping a baby? You could spend your whole life in prison. Now, just think about that.
I will not break my promise to Dan.
I really don't believe you. All you have to do is go over to Vicki and confess the whole thing. I'll bet at the most you only get probation. You could save yourself.
Mother, they are looking at us. Now, Dan is depending on me. I'm going to leave now. You just go home, and I will call you later, all right?
No. You are going over there and tell them the truth.
Asa are not all that pleasant. But I agree that depriving Kevin and Joey of their grandfather would have been totally heartless.
No more heartless than his keeping me away from Cord all those years. Did he consider my feelings, or yours, or Cord's? No. When has he ever considered anybody besides himself?
Happiest day of my life. Oh, where's my baby? Where's my little Jessica? Rafe says she's in fine fettle, but I ain't gonna believe that until I see it with my own eyes.
That isn't gonna happen.
Oh, come on, Clint. Let's bury the hatchet for good. We got some celebrating to do. Break out that 200-year-old brand you got stashed. We'll toast our little gal.
My little gal.
Maria, Angel, let me talk to my stubborn son in private.
I'll just be a few minutes, Maria. Now you, get out of here.
Clint.
No! You are not going to ruin this day. Now get out of here, Asa, before I have to make things uglier than they already are between us.
Son, it's just been one big misunderstanding.
Was a big misunderstanding. I finally understand you for the first time in my life.
I never meant to hurt you, I swear. I mean, I thought I was doing the right thing. I mean, you're too damn young to be saddled with a wife and a baby. Any parent would have done the same thing in those days. Kids, gonna be hurt you cut me off. Clint, the kids need a grandfather. I'm the only one they got. Landfair's like my second home.
It's not your second home anymore. Now get out. And remember this, you will never, ever set foot in my house again.
Mother, please. What is your fascination with killers? Mitch Lawrence led you to kidnap a baby. And what is this murderer going to lead you to?
Dan Woloch is the furthest thing from a murderer I know.
Well, he's on trial for murder, isn't he?
Didn't you ever hear of innocent until proven guilty?
Only on television. This is reality. The police could be closing in on you any minute.
Dan is a wonderful person, Mother, and he cares for me. He was the only one who was around when I needed him. He believes in me.
Only because it suits his purpose. What would he say if I went over there and told him you kidnapped Jessica Buchanan?
You wouldn't.
That answers the question, doesn't it? You'll stand by him. Do you think he'd be willing to stand by you?
Well, it's not the same.
Men use women. Don't play the victim.
Mother.
Listen, I've been the victim enough myself. I don't want it for you. Now, let's go over to that place right now. What's the name of their place?
Landfair.
Well, they're all excited now about having the baby's return. This is the ideal time to get...
Mrs. Perkins. Allison, it's time we got into the courthouse.
Absolutely.
Allison.
Mother, I'll talk to you later, okay?
Allison.
Mom. Hi. I need to talk to you.
What's the matter?
I want to know what you've decided.
What about, Jamie?
Whether or not you're going to put me...
working.
I know. I want to know whether or not you're going to put me on the stand
Jamie,
today.
we talked about that today. I'm not going to put you on the witness stand unless I have to. I told you that. What is the problem? I'm working.
Mom, I know. I'm scared. I don't want to get up on that stand
Scared.
today.
I know you're scared, but I'll be there. I promise you. I won't put you on the stand unless I have to. What's going on?
Nothing. I just...
Come on, I can feel it. Talk to me.
I don't want to testify today.
I know, and you won't. I promise you unless I have to do it. I told you that.
Mom,
What is it? What's the matter with you? You're
I don't know. I feel like my life is out of control. I don't know what to do anymore.
I know. Listen, we're going to talk to somebody later, okay? We're going to talk about it with your father. I've got to work, Jamie.
Mom, I need help now. I want you to promise me that I'm not going to go on that stand today.
I will not put you on the stand. I told you, unless I have to. Now, I'm working. What is it?
Mom, if I have to testify today, I'm leaving town.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Jamie, look, calm down. Just tell me what's going on. Is there something you didn't tell me?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, but if Mr. Callison gets me on the stand, everything is going to come out. And I'm going to drag you and Dad and...
No, you're not. No, you're not. I promise you. We are going to protect you. I promise you. There's something going on here. Now, talk to me. There's something else going on here. Talk to me, Jamie.
Then don't call me onto that stand today.
I won't. I promise you. Unless I have to. Talk to me, please. I love you. I will take care of you. Come on.
I just don't want any of this to come out in the open.
We can't do anything about that. It's too late. If it comes out, it comes out. Don't you understand?
Then I've got to leave town.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. I can't.
We will take care of you. I promise you.
Mom, it's too late for that.
It's not too late. It's not too late. We're going to work this out. I promise you. I will not put you on that stand unless I have to. Okay? Calm down. Okay?
Okay. Dorian, I would like nothing better than to see Judith Sanders come up with something that would put an end to this trial. You think I want to send Larry Wallach's son to prison?
You like to win?
I'm going to forget you said that. I didn't come here to spar. I was sick when I heard you went back inside that prison.
I did what I had to do.
And was it worth it?
You'll tell me, won't you? After your day in court.
What are you planning? I mean, a best-selling autobiography? What? This grandstand tactics are becoming a habit.
It's better than some of my old habits, don't you think?
Maybe I should get you a white Charger for Christmas.
Oh, I'd love my own white Charger.
Yeah, well, see, crusading is a high-risk occupation, dear.
And I know that very well.
You know, you have narrowly escaped more times than I care to recall, and the odds against you are stacking up. Are you really that desperate to be in the headlines?
Herb, you may find this hard to believe, but I came out of Statesville prison a different woman. I cared more about the people inside that prison than I care about any headlines I may have generated. You've got to believe that. Now, I know the risks that I took last night. Yes, I was scared. Yes, I know the odds are stacking up against me.
Well, I wish you hadn't done it.
Herb, being locked up in Statesville was hell for me. But for a young, innocent kid like Dan, it would be like dying.
Yes, yeah. It's another reason why your visit to Statesville may have done more harm than good.
You're throwing me out of your house?
That's what I said.
Well, the kids are going to be kind of confused and hurt. I think it's a pretty hard lesson to teach them at such a tender age. Hate your father.
You can see Kevin and Joy.
I knew you couldn't be that cruel, son.
But not in this house. It would be unfair of me to cut them off from their grandfather, no matter what kind of man he is.
What's a start?
No. No, that's everything, Asa. That's the whole enchilada. That's it. You know, I think the courts even make such arrangements these days. Grandfather's visiting rights, I think they call them. I'll talk it over with Vicky, and we'll send you a letter letting you know what we've decided is the best arrangements for the boys.
A letter?
A letter. I'll try and get to it this week.
What about Jessica?
We'll talk about Jessica when Jessica gets older.
Clint, I've seen the baby once since you've been born.
Those are my terms. And now that you know what they are, you can leave.
Son, you can't turn me out like this.
I am not going to stand here and listen to your lies any longer.
No, wait a minute, Clint. No more lies, I swear. Not ever. I've been dying inside ever since this thing about Cord came out. And since you cut me off. I need your forgiveness. I need it more than anything in my whole life, Clint.
My forgiveness? Never gonna happen.
Don't you see what you're doing? You're doing the same thing you're accusing me of. You're cutting me off from my grandchildren.
I just told you, you can see it.
Oh, yeah, I'm grateful, but it's kind of unnatural. I mean, you know, arranging and dictating where and when. I'm never going to be part of their lives. And, you know who they're going to resent? You know, you.
Do me a favor. Don't do me any favors. Don't worry about me.
I mean, I don't think it's fair to let them suffer for your hatred for me. And in the end, you know, they could be hating you for keeping me out of their lives.
I have listened to your self-serving logic all my life. It doesn't hold water anymore, Asa.
But it's true. I admit I was wrong, keeping you a court apart. But I'm pleading with you forgiveness, so that you never go through the same pain that I'm feeling right now.
If you spend as much time thinking about other people as you claim to, you would be a damn saint.
Clint, I'll admit I think of myself. But I'm also thinking of you, son. And if you quit being so, you know, damn stubborn, then you may see there's something to what I'm saying. I mean, kids, you know, any chance they get, they want to blame their parents, and God knows you're going to have to blame me for it. But the same thing does not have to happen to you, Clint.
On the other hand, maybe they'll grow up smart. And maybe they'll see through your bull. And then maybe they'll hate you like I do.
Clint, you know, you're my firstborn.
Yes. And Cord was mine. A son for a son.
What do you want? What do you want? You want to see your father beg? Hell, I got nothing to lose. I'm begging. Please forgive me.
You took away my baby. You took away 20 years of my life. You took away my son.
You got him back?
Through no fault of yours. You'd still be lying to me if you could get away with it.
I told you I was wrong.
Yeah. You want to make it up?
Any way I can.
Yeah. Give me back those 20 years.
I can't do that.
Oh. So there is something you can't do after, huh? You're a damn kidnapper. You're a kidnapper. You're no better than those people that kidnapped Jessica. You stole my son! Now, that's all I got to say. Except, get out!
Come off it, Herb. How can my visit to Statesville harm Dan's defense?
If Judith Sanders is basing her defense on information you gleaned from some inmates, it certainly will.
How could it?
Well, see, that didn't occur to you, did it, in your passion for justice, that prisoners don't make the most convincing witnesses. You know, that the jury might conclude that Dan's case is desperate if he needs to rely on the testimony of convicted criminals.
Oh, I get it. You're trying to trick me into telling you what Spitz is going to say on the stand when Judith gets there.
Oh, no. I can tell you what she's going to say. Nothing.
Oh, come on. You know, I think it's amusing that you are so sure.
Dorian, I'll tell you something. Even if she does know something, which may or may not be the case, she won't talk because she could further incriminate herself. Now, she may be a hateful woman, but she's not a fool.
I'm sorry that I can't wish you good luck. But when this is all over, I'll be there and I will offer my condolences.
Good morning, Mrs. Sanders.
Dan, you look rested.
Well, I managed to get a couple hours of sleep.
Where's your dad?
Oh, some reporters grabbed him outside.
Don't let them bother you. You're going to do just fine.
I don't know, Mrs. Sanders. I'm so nervous. I feel like the jury's just going to take one look at me and decide I'm guilty.
Dan, only a fool wouldn't be nervous. They're not going to judge you for your fears or your feelings. I think you can go into this trial with great confidence, especially after last night.
Did Dorian Lord find anything out?
Yes, and I've subpoenaed a witness that I think is going to turn this case around.
Who? Can you tell me?
I can't go into details. I just want you to go in with a lot of positive thoughts.
Okay, I'm going to try.
And no matter what happens, trust me, even if I don't raise obvious objections or cross-examine all the Commonwealth's witnesses or even cross-examine some of my own, okay? Promise?
I promise.
Now, I want you to remember, I have a winning strategy, and don't you dare lose faith in me.
It's a little late in the game to start doubting my lawyer. My life is in your hands, Mrs. Sanders.
Here. Maybe this will help.
Oh, thanks, Maria.
I know how you feel.
No matter what he's done, he's still your father.
Yes, but why should I feel guilty? Hell, he probably doesn't even know the meaning of the word.
I'm not so sure. God knows how much I've hated Asa all these years, but when I saw him leave the house, he looked like a beaten man, Clint.
He doesn't deserve an ounce of your sympathy, Maria.
I certainly never would have thought I would have any compassion for your father, but I know what he's feeling. When I had to tell the Cordero the truth about you, I was so afraid of losing him. I know what a terrifying feeling it is.
That's you. Asa is different than the rest of us. Hell, he's probably sitting around right now scheming and thinking, trying to think of some way to get more out of me. I haven't seen or heard the last of him, but he has damn sure seen and heard the last of me.
Excuse me, Mr. Buchanan.
That's all right, Kim. Some news, officer?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir. I was told I might find a Mrs. Maria Roberts.
This is Maria Roberts.
I'm afraid you'll have to come down to headquarters for questioning, Mrs. Roberts.
Questioning? About what?
The kidnapping of the Buchanan baby.
He said I was no better than the kidnapper that took Jessica. Hell, I never harmed Cord. I took care of him. Matter of fact, I made sure Maria had more than enough money.
Are you trying to justify yourself? You were dead wrong.
I thought you were my one friend.
There you go, confusing friends with yes men. Of course I'm your friend. I'm probably the only friend you got right now. But I'm not going to lie to you. You got what was coming to you.
Well, you know, I admitted it. I begged. I said and did everything I possibly could.
Well, now I guess we just have to wait. I know patience isn't one of your better virtues, but you can try.
And Maria was with Clint when I arrived. I don't like her. She's sneaky, too sweet. She hangs around Clint too much.
She's the mother of his son.
Chuck, she was hanging around him before he even knew that. Even as a kid, she was like a clinging vine. She hasn't changed. Damn it, you know, this whole mess started because of her. She couldn't stay in El Paso. I'd have my family right now.
There you go, blaming somebody else again. Asa, your life is in a shambles because you keep wanting to run the show. None of this would have happened if Asa Buchanan hadn't been so headstrong.
I don't like that woman.
That poor woman raised a fine son. Your grandson. It's about time you started thanking her instead of blaming her for all your troubles.
You're right, Chuck. He's a fine boy, and I've lost him. But damn it, I ain't gonna give up. Now that I can see Kevin and Joey with this little measly allowance that Clint's given me, someday, just maybe someday, I can heal this rift between Clint and me.
Judith, excuse me, I finally got away. Could I speak with you for just a moment, please?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, good luck today. I've got just one question to ask you, Jamie.
Sure.
Why didn't you tell me you were buying coke?
I didn't want to bother you with my problem.
It never mattered before. If you told me, maybe I could have helped you.
Listen, don't get yourself worked up before the trial begins, okay?
You mean before they try and convict me of murder?
Now, he admitted to me that he was not looking to buy real estate. He was looking to buy cocaine.
I knew he took the stuff.
This may injure the Sanders name to some degree when the press gets hold of it. Judith, you've got to promise me you will do everything in your power to keep my son out of prison.
You know I will, Larry.
Well, you haven't told me. You're going to put Jamie on the stand?
Yes, if I have to, I will.
Hi. Just wanted to let you know I'm going to be the best witness you could ever want. Everything's going to be okay.
Spare a minute?
Yes.
I just saw Matron Spitz outside in the corridor. Are you planning to call her as a witness?
Yes, I am.
May I ask why?
Because she knows who killed Susan, and I'm going to get the information as quickly as possible. Excuse me.
All rise, please. Oyez, oyez. The Court of Common Pleas for the City of Landview, Lantano County, is now hearing evidence and testimony in the matter of Commonwealth versus Daniel Wallach.
Well, you better, girl. Because in a couple of hours from now, I'm going to be all that you've got. And if that isn't enough for you, Tina, then I
Of course it
don't
is,
know.
honey. Look, I'm sorry, all right? I just can't believe you were going to give that $1 million back to Asa. That money means nothing to him.
Tina, you keep talking about money, and I keep talking about principle here. Now, look, I don't care what your arguments are or what my ma's arguments are. They don't make any difference to me, all right? The issue here is pride and not wealth. When are you going to get that through your head? No, we've been talking about this over and over again since I found out the truth in El Paso. You're not going to change my mind.
Look, honey, it's just your heart that is making you feel this way, all right? Please just give it a couple weeks just to try to think it through.
Will you just let it go, Tina, all right? Now, I'm going to go over to that mansion. I'm going to take the $1 million, and I'm going to shove it down Ace's throat. So you just better make your decision right here and now.
About what?
About what's more important to you, that damn money or our marriage.
Captain Moore wanted to talk to me about the kidnapping of the baby.
Darling. Maria. Erin told me there was a police officer here.
Hello, Mrs. Buchanan.
Hello. Have you any leads on the person who kidnapped our baby?
No, sweetheart, he's here to ask Maria to go to police headquarters.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I've already filed a statement saying that I never heard or saw anything unusual when I left here.
Well, obviously the captain has some more questions.
It's probably no big deal, Maria.
Well, I just don't understand what hasn't been covered.
Wait here, please. This way, please.
Mr. Callison, you may proceed with your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the Commonwealth charges Daniel Wolek with the murder of Susan Bates. Now, after listening to the testimony that will be presented to you in this courtroom, we believe that you can reach only one conclusion, that Dan Wolek is guilty of the charges against him, and that you will convict him of voluntary manslaughter. Any further, I want to say that I've long been a friend of the Wolek family. I've known the defendant for years. It pains me to prosecute a young man who would have had a brilliant future, except for one fatal mistake. He fell in love with the wrong woman. A woman whose prior life set in motion certain circumstances that led Dan Wolek to lose all reason, all control, and to strangle Susan Bates at the back street bar. Now, to cover this horrible incident, he buried the body in a wooded area behind the property.
I can't believe that he was going to prosecute this case.
Capable set out to commit murder that evening, but before that evening was over, he had indeed committed this crime. Whatever the extenuating circumstances, Dan Wolek must pay the consequences of his actions, the murder of an innocent young woman. Thank you.
You may as well give up, Judith. I don't think anyone can save me after that.
Mrs. Sanders, the defense may proceed with his opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, our esteemed district attorney is wrong about everything, except for the fact that we have a dead victim, Susan Bates. Dan Wolek did not kill Susan Bates, nor did he even see her on the night in question. As for an error, oh yes, he certainly did make one mistake. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and since that moment, his life has been subjected to the attempts of the Commonwealth to railroad him into Statesville prison. And I do not use those words lightly, as I will point out later in this trial. The district attorney's office has circumstantial evidence citing Dan Wolek at the back street bar the night of the murder with absolutely no motive. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you or I had been at a deserted bar that night, we would be on trial. And just like Dan Wolek, completely innocent. The truth is that Dan Wolek knows who the real killer is, but the DA and the police don't care to listen. Well, they're not going to have any choice but to listen in this courtroom when I call the witness who's going to tell you who the real killer is.
what Captain Moore has to ask you, Mrs. Roberts, but it must be important.
Well, of course. I'll do whatever I can to help, naturally.
I'm sorry you have to be put through this, Maria.
Oh, at least the police are no longer looking for the baby. You've got her back. It's only a mystery, no longer a tragedy. Well, shall I follow you in my car?
Fine, then.
Have a nice day with the family, Vicky.
Thank you.
Maria, you call us if Captain Moore has any news.
Oh, you know I will. Yes.
Sweetheart, I know that you would just as soon the police drop this investigation. But do you really have to take it out on Maria?
I thought I was very civil to Maria.
Yes, civil. But don't you think she deserves a little more than that? I mean, she is a friend.
Clint, what was she doing here today?
She came by to see how we're doing now that Jessica's
I
back.
think it's got to be perfectly obvious to her just how we're doing. Why couldn't she call first?
Sweetheart, she brought a gift by...
Clint, when are you going to see it? When are you going to see the way she looks at you, the longing? She can't hide it if she tries.
Vicky, I know that you're not exactly the jealous type, so I can't really just dismiss what you're saying. However, Maria knows how much I'm in love with you and that it would be ridiculous for her to think otherwise.
All right. Maybe it is an unconscious belief on her part, then, that she can get you away from me. But, my darling, it is there. It is so obvious the way she throws herself at you at every given opportunity. And she desperately would like for you to think more of her than just as a friend and as the mother of your grown son.
What am I supposed to do? Be rude? Be civil? I can't do that.
No, I don't want you to do that. But I do think you have to discourage these little impromptu visits here at our house, at your office. Because if you'll think about it, those visits always occur when I am not around, right?
Look, if you were in the same room with us, you would see that she is just concerned about what I've been going through, and she shares her concern about Cord with me.
Oh, sure. Every day, every hour, on the hour. Clint, I'm sorry. I just think that you should discourage her from behaving like that starry-eyed adolescent that she was in Cherokee County.
Careful now, Mrs. B. Your tone of voice is creeping toward jealousy.
Honey, I really believe that there's a lot more to Maria's actions than you think.
All right. I'll buy that subconsciously there may be something going on, but not that she's manipulating. By the way, have you noticed lately how Tom Dennison has been looking at you? Huh?
All the proof I need that tells me that Asa Buchanan is the one who left me that property and not my pa.
Honey, look, I just have to try to convince you to change your mind one more time, all right? Look, I know I'm greedy. You're not. So we're gonna clash, you know? But I still can't believe that you would ever think that I would take the money over you.
Tina, I'm sorry. Listen, I never doubted your love for me for an instant. I know that I'm more important to you than any damn $1 million.
Yeah, well, just in case there's some itsy-bitsy little doubt in your mind, I'll tell you what, I am gonna sign that check for Asa myself. I'm gonna write it out.
Are you kidding me?
No, this way. The whole thing will be over and done with.
Yeah, but Tina, doesn't that mean that,
But no buts, all right? You were right. I was wrong. And that's that. Boy, there's a lot of zeros in this. But you have the honor of signing it.
Thank you. I gotta tell you, girl, I know that this must be eating you up inside watching me give all this money away. But I'm glad it's ended right here. I mean, you're not gonna let me hear about it for weeks on end, or pout, or moan, or complain about me doing this?
Honey, I love you. And we can survive forever on our love. And your salary, of course. Now, don't you think it's time you ran over there and got this to Asa?
Not just yet. I've just had a real burst of love for you all of a sudden.
But feel she believes in Dan's innocence, couldn't she?
I just hope she puts her own son on the stand.
Mr. Callison, is the Commonwealth ready to begin?
We are, Your Honor. We would like to call first witness Allison Perkins.
Allison Perkins? I hope he doesn't chop her up into little pieces.
If he does, I'll put her back together again. She's telling the truth.
Well, I can't help remember what you did to Cassie when she was on the stand. She was telling the truth, too.
Miss Perkins, where do you currently reside?
At the Waterside Inn?
Where you were also residing during the reign of Mitch Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
But on September 16th, you needed a place to stay so desperately that you and the defendant, Dan Wolek, entered a deserted bar on River Street called the Back Street Bar because he knew there was an apartment in the building?
Yes. I mean, it was an impulse. I wanted to get out of the Waterside Inn because of my memories of Mitch Lawrence, and Dan knew of the back street, so we went there and the door was open.
Now, some of those memories of the Waterside and Mitch Lawrence must have included a fellow disciple named Susan Bates.
Yes.
Tell us about your relationship with her.
Well, we didn't particularly like each other. She was rather overzealous, almost fanatical about Mitch. After Mitch was killed, she tried to burn Cassie Callison at the stake.
At which point you called for help, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
So it would be fair to say that Susan Bates didn't much like you after that.
She hated me.
What form did that hatred take?
Well, she called me up a couple of times and to yell at me, and then after she was in prison, she gave an interview with the National Intruder in which she mentioned me by name.
Your Honor, so far I've been very patient, but I fail to see the relevance in this line of questioning.
The defense knows the relevance, Your Honor. Dan Wolek came into contact with the victim, Susan Bates, because of her previous relationship with Allison Perkins.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Miss Perkins, just what is it that Susan Bates said about you in that intruder interview?
A lot of lies. It made me very angry.
And your boyfriend, Dan Wolek, did it make him angry?
Objection. The prosecution is leading the witness.
Sustained.
All right. Whom were you seeing at the time this article appeared?
Dan Wolek.
Did you show him the article? Did you express your dismay, your anger over it?
Yes.
What was his response, Miss Perkins?
He was also angry. He went to Statesville to speak with Susan Bates and tell her to stop talking about me and the Lawrence mission.
Did you urge Dan Wolek to do this?
No, it was of his own choice.
In other words, his temper propelled him to drive up there and confront a stranger on your behalf.
Objection.
I'm glad you're grinning. For a minute, I thought you were serious.
I'm not exactly joking. You have an admirer in Tom Dennison.
That is totally ridiculous. You're only saying it because of what I said about Maria.
No, I am not. I'm simply pointing out that I have noticed some times when he's been, well, he's made me wonder about his feelings for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of times? Such as what?
Such as he has been privy to a couple of our discussions, and then after you leave, he has given me advice on how to deal with you.
Oh, come on.
No, he's been very protective, even proprietary.
Well, of course he feels protective. He's just found out that Joe was his twin brother, and I suppose I feel close to him because of his resemblance to Joe. That's as far as it goes on either part.
I'm not worried about where it goes on your part. I'm just not too sure that he isn't slowly, quietly falling in love with you.
But, darling, that's ridiculous. He knows how special our relationship is. He would never allow himself. Oh, it sounds familiar, is that it?
Sounds like you were just getting ready to repeat what I was saying about Maria.
I'm sorry. I still think that I'm right about Maria and you are wrong about Tom. He is simply becoming a member of the family in the real sense of the word, besides which he has been helpful.
Yeah, well, no quarrel with that. Let's just hope it stops right there. You know, he doesn't, I just don't want him to get drawn in by your fatal charms.
Fatal? They're fatal, are they?
Old lady, are they ever? What do you say we go upstairs and See what the children are doing.
Don't you find it odd that Jessica was taken while I was asleep on the couch, and she was brought back while you were asleep at the couch? I mean, don't you find that odd?
When I left Landfair, it was around 8:30.
So you didn't see or hear anything on your way to your car then, huh?
No, no. In fact, I remember that it was very, very quiet.
Yeah, it was late. It was dark, but there were a lot of lights on in the driveway.
Yes, the driveway was lit because Clint was waiting for Vicky.
And when you drove off the property, did you notice either a car parked nearby or headed toward the grounds?
No, no, but I wasn't being particularly aware of parked car. Actually, I was thinking about Clint. I was hoping that he would fall asleep because he needed the rest so badly.
Oh, then you've really got nothing substantial to add to your testimony about the other evening then, huh?
No, I'm sorry, I don't. But would you mind telling me what you're looking for?
All right, Mrs. Roberts, a red-headed woman was spotted in the area of Landfair the other night when Jessica Buchanan was returned.
Oh, a woman with... Well, didn't you find strands of red hair in the crib? Is it the same woman? Oh, Rafe. You're not thinking it's Nikki Smith again, are you?
Just a possibility at this point, the same way it was when Jessica was taken.
And unfortunately, it's our strongest possibility.
I'm sorry, but I just can't believe that. I mean, Vicky showed no signs of instability. At least nothing more than any mother would, given the circumstances.
Well, you don't think it's odd that she drove around for 4 hours?
Oh, come on, Captain. She got a call from a woman alleging to be the kidnapper. She was off trying to get her baby back.
As you can see, Mrs. Roberts, Detective Garretts and I disagree. However, a red-headed woman was spotted in the Landfair area. And you didn't see her?
No, absolutely not. Captain, I hope you're not going to badger Vicky about this.
No, we can't ignore the possibility, Mrs. Roberts.
But without any proof, why would you want to put any doubt in Clint's mind or try to lead Vicky to believe that she's emotionally ill? With all that they've been through, I would find that irresponsible.
Oh, you're entitled to your... Excuse me. More.
Well, this is the most important part of the plan. Now, I thought I made that clear.
But I told you, I don't want to dress up like Nikki Smith to take the baby back.
Allison, it's only a precaution just in case somebody sees you.
If somebody sees me, they're going to think that it's Nikki Smith who's behind this whole kidnapping.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt your day for what appears to be no reason, but it was a lead, and we're obligated to check it out.
Oh, I understand, but now I'm heartsick. I mean, if there is a possibility that the kidnapper might be Nikki Smith.
Then the baby's still in danger, isn't she?
Oh, wait, Captain, wait. Maria, that's enough, thanks.
Well, good luck in finding the kidnapper, but I just can't believe that it's Vicky's alternate personality.
Thank you for your time. I'm scheduled to testify soon for another one of my favorite cases.
Now, hold it just 1 minute, Garretson. I am sick and tired of you contradicting me in front of other people. Now, just imagine for a minute if it was your own child, huh? If it was Sammy.
No one else, no one, was parked at that popular necking spot overlooking Landview.
No, and we were talking, not necking.
And the subject of the charm came up once again, and once again, Dan Wolek decided to do you a favor, to return to the backstreet bar and look for the lost charm.
First, we went to the Vernon Inn to have a drink.
Oh, that's right, where none of the waiters recall having seen the two of you together at that time.
It is not my fault, Mr. Callison, if the waiters have bad memories.
Miss Perkins, it's your memory that bothers me here. See, you can't come up with the exact times of your comings and goings with Dan Wolek.
I realize that it would be necessary.
No one else seems to recall having seen you. You managed to lose a charm at the scene of a murder. You are the defendant's link to the victim. You were with him the night of the murder and the morning after.
Objection,
that's
Your
strange.
Honor. Once again, the prosecution is wasting the court's time with irrelevant questions.
Oh, it seems very clear to me, Mrs. Sanders, very clear. You see, Your Honor, it is the contention of the prosecution that these two kids cooked up this whole story after Dan Wolek strangled Susan Bates.
Mr. Callison, now you know better than that. The jury will disregard the prosecutor's last remark.
All right. I retract it. Miss Perkins, let me put it this way. I'll put it directly to you. Did you and Dan Wolek work up this alibi together?
No. I'm telling you the truth.
Uh-huh. Despite your lapses of memory about other events, you're quite sure of that?
Yes, I'm positive. Dan went to the back street only to get my charm back. He had nothing to do with Susan Bates being murdered.
Yes, well, that's funny, because I remember a trial not too long ago in which you were absolutely positive about quite a few things at that time. For instance, how Cassie Callison was willingly seducing Mitch Lawrence, how there were no drugs at the Waterside Inn.
Your
You remember
Honor,
those things?
the district attorney is blatantly trying to sway the opinion of the jury against the witness.
I am not swaying the jury. I am establishing the character of Allison Perkins, for it is that character which is the heart of your defense and the heart of my prosecution. I want to know whether Allison Perkins can be believed and trusted.
Both counselors, approach the bench, please.
Work, you pay your bill at the Waterside Inn, you date, you feel your life is back together again.
Yes, I would just like to say that I'm very ashamed of my days with Mitch Lawrence. I made a lot of mistakes. I deeply regret that period of my life. And I think I'll always be trying to make up for it.
You feel you've become a trustworthy person, Allison?
Yes, I'm a nurse's aide at Lambview Hospital. I work in pediatrics.
Did Dan Wolek act guilty the morning after the murder? Did he say or do anything that suggested he may have committed a heinous crime?
No, he just gave me my charm back. He was a little concerned that Detective Gerritsen had been there and that he had the blood on his shirt and he didn't know where it came from, but that's all.
He didn't ask you to help him with an alibi as to why he went to the back street or his movements prior to going there?
No, absolutely not. There was no reason for it.
Thank you, Allison.
Redirect, Mrs. Callison.
No, Your Honor.
You may step down, Miss Perkins. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Commonwealth calls Dr. Stan Leland, medical examiner for Lantano County.
Dr. Stan Leland?
You are going to back us up about being at the back street that night, aren't you? Good.
Quick, stop.
Stop? Tina, you've never said stop to me. Or at least not since we've been married.
I know, honey, but I think you have to get to Ace's.
Now, all of a sudden, you're in a hurry for me to give that money back? What's going on here?
Well, I keep thinking about it, you see, and I would just get it off my mind, all right?
Yeah, well, we can wait for just a little while longer.
But, honey, if you take that to Ace, then we can spend the whole day in bed. And then I won't even be just the least bit distracted.
Oh, you won't? All right.
But you know what? I should probably warn you about something. I mean, knowing Asa as well as I do.
What is it?
Well, you know, you're going to go yell at him and everything, right? And then Asa will probably lie. I mean, just to make himself look better and everything. I mean, heaven knows, he might even try to make your mother or Clint, or he might even try to make me seem like the villain here.
Yeah, well, he better not try saying a damn word against my mother or you or anyone else for that matter.
Well, maybe he won't. I mean, maybe he'll want to make amends so bad that he'll just be begging you for forgiveness.
Yeah, well, that's something he's never gonna get.
Yeah. Well, one way or the other, at least I got to warn you, okay?
Yeah. Oh, listen, do me a favor. Why don't you call Landfair and see if there's been any news on Jessica yet? And if there is, well, have Clint and Vicky give us a call. Maybe we can go over there and help them out, okay?
Okay, I will. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, Mr. Kenilworth, please. It's Tina Roberts. Yes, hello, Mr. Kenilworth. Yes, I just wanted to tell you that I was on my way, and I want everything to go as planned, just as I told you from El Paso. Okay? I'll be right there. Bye-bye.
Very, very grateful that Jessica was well cared for. She doesn't really seem in the least to have been harmed by her experience.
No.
Fortunate in a way that This happened when she was so young, because at her age, a pair of arms is a pair of arms, right? And she was well cared for and loved, and thank God she was returned to us.
Yep. Forever and ever, our family is one. Well, except for a grandpa who happened to drop by today begging and pleading.
Really? Asa was here?
Mm-hmm. And in a lot of pain. Feeling very isolated and alone. Just like he deserves to feel.
You didn't let him see Jessica?
No, ma'am, I did not let him see Jessica. I relented about the boys. I said that they could go visit him at his house, but that he was not, and I repeat, not, to set foot in our home again. So if he comes crawling around when I'm not here...
Oh, honey, a part of me understands how you feel and what you're doing, but the other part of me is awfully sad that Jessica's grandfather can't share in our happiness.
He can share in it all he wants to, from a distance. The same way I was allowed to share in Cord's growing up.
Tell you what, let's not talk about that right now, okay? Let's just enjoy being together and the peace that we have and our love for our children. And the fact that our beautiful, precious little Jessica was returned to us safe and sound.
Please take a look at this shirt, Lieutenant. Tell me if this is the same shirt you took off the defendant the night of the murder.
Yes, it is.
The Commonwealth would like to enter this as Exhibit B, Your Honor.
No objection.
So entered.
Now, in testimony that we just heard from the medical examiner, it was stated that the blood found on the bar was no more than 30 minutes old, and it was type A negative. Lab tests on the blood on Dan Wolek's shirt determined it to be
type A negative.
What was Mr. Wolek's explanation for that?
He couldn't explain it. He seemed surprised, thought maybe workmen had been in the place or something.
Had workmen been there?
No.
Now, you didn't arrest him that night, you simply questioned him.
Yes, then released him. It was only later when the body of Susan Bates was found buried behind the property that Dan Wolek became a suspect.
And then you questioned him again that night?
No. I went to his apartment the next morning. I had been alerted by the DA's office that Susan Bates had on her person when she left Statesville Prison a cassette tape that contained evidence that Doreen Lord had acted to defend her daughter from rape and murder.
Is this that cassette?
Yes, it is.
Where did you find it, Lieutenant?
It was found on a bookshelf by Officer Nelson while we were searching Dan Wolek's apartment.
What was the defendant's explanation?
When I questioned him, he swore to me that he was innocent of any wrongdoing.
Oh. We'd like to enter this as People's Exhibit C, Your Honor.
She doesn't object to a whole lot, does she?
He's
dealing with the facts, Wanda.
Mrs. Sanders, cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Garrettson, in your experience on the police force, would a guilty person hide evidence in such an obvious place?
Objection.
I said in his experience.
Overruled.
Depends. If a person has no reason to think that he or she is suspected, yes. But normally, if under suspicion, we have to tear a place apart to find something that incriminating.
And Dan Wolek was aware of your suspicions the night before, was he not?
Well, no. We hadn't found the body yet.
But you did find him at the scene of the crime, and being an intelligent young man, I'm sure that he... I can produce his IQ score if you'd like, Counselor. Being an intelligent young man, he'd know how a body could be found if he had just buried it, leaving a trail of blood behind. So we could assume that the evidence had been planted, could we not?
No, now I have to object.
Well, I have to introduce this idea because it's the truth. Detective Garrettson has had experience with these matters, and I don't think if there's any problem in opening a discussion on it.
I'll allow the question.
I don't really have an answer. I mean, each case is different. And sure, it could have been planted since it was so out there.
Thank you. That will be all.
Mr. Callison, redress?
Yes, Lieutenant, isn't it also possible that the defendant could have panicked and acted irrationally and hidden the tape without thinking?
Yes, sir. It's possible.
Thank you, Lieutenant. No further questions. Prosecution rests.
He's got to put Jamie on the stand.
Ready, Dan?
I can't wait to get up there. I want to show the jury that the prosecution is nothing but speculation.
Mrs. Sanders, you may take a recess if you so wish.
No, Your Honor, we're quite prepared. The defense calls Dan Wolick to the stand.
Bates did get me to the point where I was yelling back at her. But that was only because she wasn't listening to what I was saying. I realized in that visiting room that she was not of sound mind and that nothing I was saying was getting through to her, so I left.
And that's the last time you saw Susan Bates?
I never laid eyes on her again.
Not even the night of September 16th at the back streets?
No. I was there looking for the charm that Allison lost, and when I did finally find the little gold heart, the police had arrived.
And they found blood on your shirt, but you don't know how you acquired it.
It was dark in there. I must have leaned up against the bar rail itself, and that's how I got it on my shirt.
Why did you go to the back street that night? Why didn't you wait until the next day?
Because Allison was upset about losing the charm. I thought I could make her feel better if I found it. I like her a lot, that's all.
Did you hear or see anything while you were there?
No. But someone obviously saw me or I wouldn't be here today.
What did you say to Detective Garrettson when he arrested you?
I told him that I had no reason to kill Susan Bates, and that if I had in fact committed a murder, I would not be foolish enough to hang around the scene of the crime, or to hang on to a piece of incriminating evidence such as this tape.
Let's go to the night of October 16th, when Vince Roberson made a ransom call to Asa Buchanan, and he demanded that you be the courier. Could you tell us in your own words what occurred?
When I got to the flower shop, Vince laughed. He threw a doll at me and said that he had nothing to do with the kidnapping, and that he was only using it as a vehicle to get $1 million from Asa.
Had you ever seen this man before?
Yes. He was there the night Allison lost the charm from her bracelet. He was with Jamie Sanders. Apparently, Vince was a real estate agent, and he was showing Jamie the property.
When you recognized this man, what did he do?
Again, he laughed, and he told me that he had in fact killed Susan Bates and set me up to take the fall, and that he would now have to kill me. Fortunately, my father came in, and they began to struggle for Vince's gun. And Vince's gun accidentally went off, and he killed himself. And I thought I was free. I mean, he did confess to the murder and setting me up. But the police would not believe me because I had no witnesses. So here I am, on trial for a murder I did not commit.
In other words, you're saying that no one's willing to listen to the truth.
That's right.
Object, meeting the defendant.
Sustained.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Mr. Callison.
Thank you. Dan? Are you aware of the recurring theme in all of this? Coincidence, first of all, how you happened to be looking for an apartment in a deserted bar that turned out to be a crack factory. How you returned to that bar to look for a charm the night a murder, coincidentally, happened. And, oh, yes, how the same man who was supposedly a real estate agent, but really a drug dealer and a kidnap impersonator, happened to see you the first night, apparently saw you the second night, and then ended up in a deserted floral shop where he confessed to all sins, including murder and setting you up.
Can I help it if that's the way it happened?
Yeah, and you can't understand why the Commonwealth finds the string of circumstances just a little bit flaky?
Objection, Your Honor.
A simple question, Mrs. Sanders, put to a young man who claims no one is interested in listening to him. Well, I'm interested, Your Honor. I'm listening. I have a lot of questions.
Yes, well, I wish you'd phrase your questions with less prejudice, Mr. Callison.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you. Ever use drugs, Dan?
Objection,
A
Your
drug
Honor.
dealer keeps popping up in this story.
Overruled.
I have not used drugs.
You look mighty uncomfortable in there, Jamie.
Yes, sir. I'm worried about that.
Has anyone ever asked you what you were doing the night of the murder?
What is that supposed to
Or
mean?
why you had this sudden impulse to bring Dan a housewarming present the morning after the murder? Or how long you'd been involved in drugs? Or how deeply you were into Vince Robeson for them?
Dr. Wolof, you're on the wrong
No,
track.
I don't think so. I think I'm on the right track. I think you're the key to this whole thing, the key to my son's freedom.
Look, back off. Your son's on trial, not me.
Hey, Gramps, Or maybe you prefer Grandpa. Why don't you tell me, Asa, what the hell would you like your oldest grandson to call you?
Good morning, Cord. Are you here to make my day?
Oh, you got that right, old man. I got a little present for you. Seems like there was some kind of mistake in my pa's will. You're really gonna get a kick out of this one, Asa. Seems that some of that property that used to be yours also belonged to my pa, and it was left to me in his will. I just got back from El Paso after checking out this whole damn mess. So it looks like you're $1 million richer.
You're $1 million poorer. You sure you want it this way?
What the hell are you trying to say? You trying to buy me here?
Why don't you think of it as a present from a man who made a big mistake once?
Oh, a big mistake once, huh? Which big mistake was this, Asa? The big mistake of treating my ma like she was some kind of a tramp? Or maybe the big mistake of threatening to kick my ma and my grandmother and have them both deported if they didn't get the hell out of Cherokee County? And what about the big mistake of keeping me and Clint apart for all our lives, huh? As if you ever gave a damn about me.
I'm guilty. I owe you.
Yeah? Well, I don't need any of your damn money.
I'm not talking money. I owe you the truth, something you don't know about. I don't want to be accused of withholding it later on. This is about somebody real close to your heart.
Mrs. Roberts, I want you to know that this certainly was not easy, and I hope you know what you're doing.
Of course I do. No, my husband and I found a wonderful investment. That's why we wanted to withdraw this $1 million. Now, can I have the check?
Yes, I have it right here.
Thank you. Well, that was the easy part. Now to get Cord out of town before Asa discovers the check bounced. And Cord finds out what I've done.
Now, you just hold it right there. I'm not going to listen to another word you've got to say, because it's just going to be another damn lie anyway.
No lies, Cord. I guarantee it.
Oh, you guarantee it, huh? Well, I got news for you, pal. I wouldn't believe a word you said if you were on your deathbed giving it to me. Which reminds me, you were probably the one who got a hold of that letter that my pa left me, huh? The one where he was trying to confess the truth?
I hated myself for that, Cord, believe it or not. But at the time, I had to do what I had to do to keep Clint. Maybe someday when you have your own kids, you'll understand.
Why couldn't you just let the truth come out on its own, Asa? Or better yet, why couldn't you tell Clint the truth without letting him find out about it the way he did? Maybe then you would have had a chance with both of us, as if you ever gave a damn about what I felt.
Cord, I like you. I have from the first moment I met you. If we could get past this, and maybe you could talk to Clint, we could be family.
I got news for you, old man. Clint and I already are family. And you're the only one who's been cut out. You know what? You brought it all on yourself. I could almost feel sorry for you because I know what loneliness is all about. But you made one big mistake when you tried to buy me off in advance.
I bet that little bride of yours is crying her heart out over this decision.
Yeah. Yeah, Tina was upset about this at first. But she loves me enough to understand why I can't take a dime from you. Asa, I feel like I'm a real lucky man. Because I've got myself the most wonderful woman in the world as a wife. And I've got myself a fine man like Clint as a father. Not to mention all the great memories I have of Al Roberts. And my mom, Maria Roberts, she is the best woman that any man could ever want for a mother. It's just too bad that I've got a bigoted old rattlesnake for a grandpa.
If I were the lowlife you thought I was, Cordero, I could blow your happy life right out of the water.
Isn't it in fact true that when you entered the back street bar to find the lost charm, you also found Susan Bates hiding there?
No.
And during that accidental meeting, an argument ensued.
She wasn't there.
An argument which got out of hand, and you grabbed her around the neck.
She was not there.
Grabbed
I
her
was
around
alone.
the neck, Dan, and strangled her until she was dead.
That's not the
And
way
then
it happened.
you let go of her. She fell, hitting her head on
Vince
the bar.
Robeson strangled
You
her.
panicked and dragged her body out to the
That's
back.
not true. None of it is true. I am innocent, damn it.
Room, please.
Sanders, let her
Because he knew Dan could stand up to it.
No further questions.
Mrs. Sanders, redress?
No, Your Honor. Dan has obviously told the court everything he knows as truthfully as possible.
You may step down, Mr. Wallach.
The defense would like to call its next witness.
my. Looks like I just bought this family a beautiful tropical island.
As soon as you hand me a cashier's check for $1 million, you will have.
Did I forget that little detail, huh? There you go. Now, I think you owe me a deed?
Oh, not until 5 o'clock. My secretary and staff are working very fast, but they weren't given much warning.
Well, I told you days ago this might happen. Well, but then I didn't know until an hour ago that I was actually going to buy the island. Listen, my husband doesn't know anything about this, so if he walks in, you're on your way out.
But what if he asks questions?
You're a jewelry salesman, only I didn't buy anything, all right? I can't believe it. Cord and I are going to have our very own tropical paradise. We can just stay there forever and just forget about the real world. Where should I meet you at 5?
Down in the lobby.
Sounds good. Oh, it's him. Hurry.
Did you get a chance to talk to Vicky? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right, honey. Mr. Jenkins was just leaving, weren't you?
Mr. Roberts? Mr. Jenkins, how you doing? All right, Tina, what's going on? And why did that guy hightail it out of here before I had a chance to ask him what he was doing here?
The slightest desire at all to go to work. Good thing we have a capable staff, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good for us to have a few days off away from there. Just the family being the family. I'm so hungry.
Well, neither one of us did much eating while Jessica was gone. Didn't seem to miss it either.
No, and sleep. Dear Lord, but I slept well last night. It's the first time in ages I had a really deep sleep.
Yes, normalcy. Think we can hang on to it, Mrs. B?
Clutching and clawing, Mr. B.
Here, excuse me. Oh, Maria.
Hello, Clint. Hi, Vicky. I need to talk to both of you.
Maria, have you ever heard of a remarkable modern invention called a telephone?
If you can prove your client's innocence, Mr. Sanders, by all means, do so.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to call a recess, Your Honor. My witness doesn't seem to be here right now, and Here she is now. The defense calls Dorian Lord to the witness stand.
Dorian Lord?
Very sorry, but it seemed urgent enough to warrant a trip over here. I could leave and go to a pay booth if you prefer.
I'm sorry, Maria. I'm sorry. It's just that every time Clint and I manage to get 1 second alone, someone pops over.
Maria, Vicky doesn't mean this intentionally or personally.
Go ahead. What is so urgent? Please tell us.
Well, as you know, the police called me for more questioning.
Oh, do they have a lead?
I really thought you should know that somebody saw a red-headed woman near your property yesterday.
Really?
Makes perfect sense to me that the same redhead who took Jessica would be the one to bring her back. Is that what the police know?
Yes.
Oh. Pardon me. I don't really see the urgency in that. I certainly don't see that it required a trip over here.
Vicky.
I'm sorry for intruding. It won't happen again.
Maria, wait a minute. Is there any more to it?
Well, look, I don't want to waste your wife's time or invade your privacy.
Maria, you're here now. You might as well tell us everything. Look, I don't mean to be rude.
Oh, I think you do, and I'm not sure why, but at any rate, I thought I would come here, Vicky, to help you, to inform you that, well, actually to warn you, that the police are once again thinking in terms of Nicky Smith.
Wow, my, you almost sound like a jealous husband.
Tina, the man almost ran me over running out of my apartment.
Well, that's because I was throwing him out when you came in. He said a jewelry salesman.
Oh, I see. And he just happened to be knocking on our door, right?
No. No, actually, I made an appointment with him weeks ago. You know, I picked something out, and that was before I knew that, you know, I couldn't afford anything really expensive or nice anymore. I mean, that is true, isn't it? Asa didn't talk you into keeping the $1 million, did he?
She said, hopefully. No, ma'am. He didn't. Sorry. So, look, you get a chance to talk to Vicky and Clint?
I tried, but the line was busy.
Oh, then you don't know yet, huh? Honey, I heard on the radio on the way over here. Jessica is back home, safe and sound.
Oh, honey, that's wonderful.
Isn't it? I couldn't believe
it.
it.
Ecstatic.
Oh, I bet. Hey, why don't we go over there and join in their celebration, okay? Even if we just poke our heads in and say hello.
Well, sure. And while we're there, we can ask for a loan. Just teasing.
Ha-ha.
Yeah, come here. In the meantime, though, why don't you tell me what Asa said? Did he try to lie about anything?
No. No, not at all. As a matter of fact, he was pretty calm about the whole thing.
Well, that surprises me.
Why? Tina, he knew that there was no sense in tangling with me because I knew everything there was to know. There was no way that he could lie his way out of that one. And he tried everything. You know, he even tried to get me to accept that money free anyway. I said, no way. And then he says, hey, bet your wife is at home crying her little eyes out. Tina, I can't tell you how proud I was to be able to say, my wife doesn't give a damn about your money as long as she's got me. State your name for the record.
Dorian Lord.
Be seated.
Mrs. Lord, until 2 weeks ago, you were an inmate at Statesville Prison. Were you not?
Yes, thanks to you.
Would you tell us in your own words what your stay was like, specifically?
Excuse me, before we get too far down memory lane, I would like to inquire as to the object of it all.
The object, Your Honor, is that I am preparing the court for the next witness, whom I believe knows who the killer is and the crack leader for the factory.
Oh, good. Well, then you're going to solve 2 crimes for us while you prove your client innocent. That's...
Hopefully, yes.
Well, as district attorney, I'd hate to be accused of obstructing justice.
Well, you've got to make up your mind, Mr. Callison. Are you objecting or not?
No, I will not object, Your Honor.
Thank you.
As long as I believe that we're actually getting someplace and not confusing the primary issue.
Herb, darling, we're going to clear this whole thing up.
Mrs. Lloyd, you will confine yourself to answering questions posed by counsel.
Yes, of course. I'm so sorry, Your Honor.
Mrs. Sanders, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Lord, would you tell us in your own words what your treatment was like at Stateville Prison under the reign of Warden McFadden and Miss Spitz?
Yes, gladly. If I were to use only one word, it would have to be inhumane. Even though none of the inmates were trying to escape or cause a riot, we were all just trying to get through the day, survive by following the rules.
Mm-hmm. And what was the inhumane behavior?
That was a mystery at first. You see, certain of the women were woken up, usually an hour after lights out, sometimes a little later.
By whom? A guard?
No, it was always by matron, ex-matron Spitz. She would prod them awake with her nightstick and drag them out of their beds. They would return the next morning, dragging themselves in, obviously deprived of sleep.
Did they say what they were doing or what they were being forced to do?
Well, now I must object, Your Honor. See, Matron Spitz has already been on trial in this matter. She's now serving time. She was found guilty. We all know she was participating in an illegal act.
Yes, but Your Honor, Matron Spitz is relevant to my defense of Dan Wolick, and I feel the jury should be refreshed on the facts. I mean, I can't assume that they are following the case in the media.
Objection overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Lord?
Oh, no one would tell me at first what was going on. I guess they were afraid of the consequences, but eventually I got one of the inmates to tell me. The women were being forced to work in a crack factory that was being operated out of the basement of the Backstreet Bar.
Please note that this is the same place where the murder occurred. I understand that you made a journey there yourself, pretending to be your cellmate. Is that true?
Yes, and I saw for myself what was going on, including Warden McFadden, who waved a gun at me, threatened to kill me. Luckily, I was saved, and the crack operation was broken up.
And I understand that only one crack leader was captured. Is that true?
Yes, just one. But the inmates had the feeling that there were 1 or 2 other leaders who kept themselves out of sight.
Let it also be noted that Warden McFadden and Miss Spitz refused to confess who their accomplices were.
Well, we're Sure, all having a good time reliving the crack factory trial, but what is the point, Your Honor?
I agree. Mrs. Sanders...
Your Honor, my client, Dan Wolick, contends that Vince Robeson himself confessed to the murder of Susan Bates and to being a drug dealer. Susan Bates disappeared mysteriously the night that there was an attempt on Dorian Lord's life.
Yes, and she took the tape with her that could have exonerated me.
So?
So if I could just proceed with this witness, everything would be quite clear.
My patient is wearing thin, Mrs. Sanders.
Yes, Your Honor. Dorian, after your release and the arrest of Dan Wolick, you came to the conclusion there was some sort of link between the murder and the crack ring, did you not?
Yes. So I went back to Statesville Prison to see some of my friends, the inmates there. And they told me that there was no way that Susan Bates could have escaped from Statesville. In fact, nobody had escaped from Statesville in years.
How did she get out?
Obviously, you were jolted by this to come rushing over here, and we appreciate it.
We do? You know something? Even though the police are thinking about it, doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to pursue it. And if Maria hadn't come rushing over here to tell me about it, I might never have known that this ludicrous suspicion was creeping up again.
Well, I'm sorry for being concerned for your welfare, and I promise you it will never happen again.
Now, wait a minute, both of you, just hold it. We're friends. And you came here out of friendship, and Vicky knows that. Well, I'm going down to police headquarters and tell Captain Moore and Cousin Rafe just what they can do with this little cockamamie idea.
Clint, I don't think you should do that. They're not going to be very receptive. I tried to explain to them what a ridiculous idea.
Well, yes,
was.
but you were probably very polite about it. A hell of a lot more polite than I intend to be.
Clint, I really don't think it's your best move.
Maria, pardon me, but my husband does not need your advice on how to think and behave and what to do. Thank you.
Well, excuse me. I guess I don't know the Victoria Buchanan rules here, and I obviously have broken one too many.
How dare she, Clint? Really?
Well, wait a minute, sweetheart. I don't see where Maria is at fault here.
Mean or try to badmouth anybody we know?
No. Oh, no. I think maybe he was going to try to do something like that. He said something about not wanting to be accused of lying when some new facts come into light. I don't know what that meant.
But he didn't say what those facts were.
No, I wouldn't let him. Tina, I told him I don't want to hear any more of your damn lies. And he backed off after that. But then something kind of funny happened. He said that if he wanted to, he could take my whole life and my whole happiness and just blow it right out of the water. But he wasn't going to. And he wanted me to remember that in the future, you know, that he could have hurt me, but he didn't.
Yeah, I wonder what he meant by that.
I don't know. Maybe I should have pressed him, huh?
No.
Get his all his lies out once and for all?
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure knowing Asa that he was just working on some other scheme, you know, and I'm just very thankful that you didn't get suckered into it.
Yeah, I suppose so. Look, the main thing is all in my past right now. And your past, too. Right? So look, why don't we give Clint and Vicky a call?
No. Wait.
Why? Don't you want to join in their celebration, huh?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I do. It's just that, well, once you get over there, you're going to start talking business. And, well, now that you have, well, Clint gave you a couple of days off to go to El Paso, I have a little, proposition to make.
Oh, such as?
Such as, why don't you take a few more days off, and, you and I can go on a honeymoon. A honeymoon we never had.
Some of the inmates, the person who smuggled Susan Bates out of Statesville Prison was none other than Matron Spitz.
I understand you've been subpoenaed today as a witness at the Oltl case.
That's correct.
Now, I want to advise you that Judith Sanders is one of the toughest attorneys around, and you've got to be prepared.
Well, yes, that sounds sensible.
I'm not proposing that you lie.
No, of course not.
Just that you consider well in advance what you're going to say.
Rest assured, I will be very well prepared.
And so you'll tell the truth as you know it, right?
I know just what you want me to do.
I guarantee will be paid well in the end.
Oh, really? How much?
A lot.
You have nothing to worry about, Counselor.
Let's quiet down in here. Your Honor, I'm afraid I cannot stay quiet.
But Herb Spitz knows who killed Susan Bates. Spitz is the one who handed Susan over to the killer.
The witness is being warned again against outbursts. And the jury will disregard that remark.
The defense apologizes for the outburst.
So I'm appalled. I mean, I am appalled. If the defense has evidence that someone else killed Susan Bates, why are we here? Why wasn't this worked out with the district attorney's office before trial?
Your Honor, I don't literally have the evidence. I have enlisted Louise Spitz as a witness, and I intend to find out who she gave Susan Bates over to.
Obviously, we need a recess while this is discussed in chambers. You may step down for now, Mrs. Lord. Court adjourned for 15 minutes.
All right.
Go ahead and nail Vince. He's dead. He can't hurt you. But just leave me out of it, and I'll give you the money I promised.
You have quite a lawyer for a mother, don't you, Mr. Sanders?
Just don't let her get to you.
You've met Diane Bristol, Dan Woolnick.
Yes, of course. I read about how they made you work in the crack ring.
Well, when you're a prisoner, you don't really have much choice.
And you never should have been in the prison in the first place.
Dorian, I can't thank you enough for what you've done.
Oh, I've only laid the groundwork. The rest is going to be up to your attorney to get Matron Spitz to crack.
Well, if anyone can do it, she can.
Yes, I know that, having been in her gun sights myself. Did you happen to notice how very uncomfortable Jamie seemed while I was testifying?
My feelings about him get worse every day.
You really think he's involved?
Oh, I'm willing to bet on it. He's just managed to cover himself awfully well. Do you think that Judith is going to call him to the stand?
Maybe she won't have to, if she can break Spitz first.
If she does it, you better scream and yell until she does. I wouldn't trust her when it comes to protecting her own son. Really, I'm saying that as a mother.
I know what you mean.
Hi there. Dan, how you feeling?
I'm pretty nervous. How about you?
Well, I'm sweating it out for you.
Yeah, sweating a little yourself, too, huh? That is in case you have to testify.
Come on, Dan. How many times do I have to tell you? If you need me, I will testify for you.
I guess it's one of those things I need to keep hearing.
I wouldn't worry. I'm sure that your mother will be able to break Spitz, and maybe your name won't even come up at all.
I'm not supposed to answer that, Judith. I mean, just...
Did you two manage to work anything out?
Well, I didn't ask for a mistrial, if that's what you mean, but only because I have my doubts about Dan's guilt.
Thank you, Mr. Callison.
No thanks. Yeah, Dan. Excuse me.
Just a minute, Herb.
Thank heavens he's being cooperative. This is all very unorthodox.
You're doing great, Mom.
Thanks, Jamie. Dan, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Guess things are getting pretty scary for you.
No, no problem. Diane, how would you like to get together tonight?
I've decided that you have a hearing problem you won't admit to for the 23rd time, Jamie. I am staying away from you.
Of course I don't want that kid to go to jail if he's innocent, but damn it. Dorian, these theatrics are destructive. You and Judith should have come to me. You could have agreed to a postponement. My office could have interrogated Spitz.
It's just the way things happen.
But what if it doesn't happen your way? What if Louise Spitz stonewalls it, huh? What if all this propaganda in front of the jury comes to nothing? You know what's going to happen then, don't you? You and Judith Sanders will have succeeded in convicting Danny Woolnick, not me. Not me.
For crying out loud! Maria couldn't wait to get here with that news. She probably broke every speed limit trying to get here.
Wait a minute. Why can't you believe her? Why can't you believe that she just came over here to warn us ahead of time of what to expect?
I just don't believe her, that's all. Look, if I were in her position, if anyone else were in her position, don't you think they would think those poor people, let's hope the police give them a few days of happiness before they drop the next bomb on them, and then not say anything?
Are you sure you're not reacting to the bomb itself?
No, I am not. Look, the subject of Nikki Smith has caused us to quarrel, and I don't think that bothers Maria Roberts in the slightest.
You're sounding just a little more jealous than you said you were a few short hours ago.
I do not want this to escalate into a major fight between us, but I must tell you that I resent Maria coming here, and I resent your taking her side in this. And more than anything, I resent the police and this stupid theory of theirs.
Well, at least we agree on something. I'm good.
Sorry, Clint, Vicky.
That's all right. I know it's happened. You two have figured out who the kidnapper is, right? Out of all the millions of people in this world, it comes down to one person. Me, the loving mother, who once had an emotional illness. Let me tell you something, both of you. If you keep this up, I'm going to hire myself a lawyer, and I'm going to sue you for harassment.
I thought I saw you drive out a while ago.
You did, but I needed to talk to someone, Tom.
Oh, what's happening?
I'm not sure, but I think Vicky hates me.
Maria, will you please start at the beginning, huh?
The beginning is so many years ago. I think it began when Cordero was born. Ever since I told Vicky the truth about Cord being Clint's son, her attitude toward me has changed totally. It seems that I am no longer wanted at Landfair. She just lit into me. All I was trying to do was be helpful.
Look, just tell me what happened exactly, will you?
Well, the police are thinking that Nikki Smith is still here and that she kidnapped the baby and brought her back.
What? Are they nuts?
Oh, I know. I asked myself the same question.
Well, I hope the hell they haven't hit Vicky with this.
Oh, they're already at Landfair. I saw the car pulling up. But the point is, I went by to warn them because the police sent me at the station and they told me. I thought Clint and Vicky should know. And Vicky treated me like I don't know what. Like I was enjoying telling them or something.
Well, why did you tell them,
To alert them, to give them time to prepare.
Yeah. Well, I'm of mixed feelings about that.
Oh, that's just great. So you think I'm a villainess too? Well, thank you. That is just what I needed.
Well, if it isn't ex-matron Spitz, enjoying your day off from prison? You know, I think you'd sleep a lot better at Statesville tonight if you told the whole truth in court.
Why don't you just get away from me?
Oh, she still thinks she's in charge and can issue orders. How dear.
I think it would be best if we just moved along,
It's all right. I can wait to gloat. Because I know, and Judith Sanders knows, that you have the information that can clear Danny Wallach. She's going to get it out of you. Once again, justice will triumph. The brilliant defense attorney Judith Sanders will triumph.
Court will convene in 2 minutes.
Honey, that doesn't count. We were only there one night before all that trouble happened. We never had a real honeymoon.
We just got back from El Paso. Now, please.
Oh, yeah, and you spent 2 days talking to lawyers, and I spent 2 days looking at all these wonderful things that I can no longer afford to buy.
Oh, great. Now, here comes all the guilt, right? Even after you told me the subject was closed?
I just want to spend some time alone with my husband.
Don't you see? This is so unrealistic right now.
Unrealistic, huh?
Yeah.
Who's the guy who gave back $1 million, huh?
Oh, perfect. Man, I knew you weren't going to let this go, Tina. I know you're just going to twist the knife in my back every chance you get.
Now, honey, don't be mad at me, all right? All I want to do is spend time with my husband and to work on having a baby. I mean, we're still going to have a baby, aren't we?
Of course we are still going to have a baby, Tina. Now, you know, I'm making a pretty decent salary over there at the Banner. We're going to have enough money for any size family we want.
So, then why don't we just try and conceive it in the Caribbean?
Because we can conceive it just as well upstairs in our bedroom. Lord, woman, is this what it's going to be like? A surprise? One surprise after another with you?
I just want a little vacation, that's all. I just want a little tiny little honeymoon in the sun with my husband. Now, that's not so much to ask for, is it? You don't have to make me feel irresponsible or something.
Outrage, a damned outrage, that's what it is.
Now, look, if you would stop yelling long enough to just talk to us, Clint.
I agree.
Oh, sweetheart.
I'm back. I'm calm. I went and got all of this out of my system up in the nursery. I stood and I watched our beautiful little baby girl sleeping peacefully. I'm not going to yell. I'm going to answer all of your questions, and we're going to get this over with. And after that, You two are going to leave this house, and you are not going to come back on this subject again. Please. Where would you like to start?
Vicky, we're really very sorry.
Save it, Rafe. Please. Now, the kidnapper, whoever she may be with her little red wig, has managed to totally outsmart you, me, all of us. Let me point something out to you, however. Nikki Smith spent her very short life laughing at me, hating me. Trust me when I tell you that she would never return the baby if she existed. There is one other thing that I would like you to consider along with your few strands of red hair and your sightings of red-headed women in my absence. How come Jessica was returned in such good shape? I mean, what did I become, Nikki Smith 8, 9, 10 times a day and maybe a couple times at night and ran out and took care of her? Is that what I did?
Oh, Nikki Smith could have hired someone to take care of the baby.
She didn't, damn it! Vicky went through hypnosis, Captain Moore, remember? Nikki Smith is dead and gone. Now, all you're doing now is torturing my wife. And I'll tell you what, I agree with Vicky. It is damn sure time to hire an attorney and nail you guys for harassment.
Mrs. Buchanan, we know you've done it before, but would you mind describing once again the young man that you saw in the parking lot of the Green Dragon Inn?
I would be happy to. And yes, if I saw him again, I could identify him. He was of medium height, he had brown hair, he was probably in his mid-20s, and really rather good-looking. Unfortunately, he didn't give me his name, his address, or his phone number, because as you two have already pointed out, he was probably there buying cocaine when I stumbled upon the site. All right? I hear my daughter. She wants her bottle and her mother. Excuse me.
Come on, Maria. This isn't like you.
Oh,
Settle
Vicky
down.
acted as if I was intruding on her privacy and her happiness and her marriage, Tom. I don't deserve that.
Maria, excuse me. But it's very obvious to me and obvious to Vicky that you have feelings for Clint. Very deep feelings. Now, come on, admit it. Now, it may be subconscious on your part, but
Oh,
nevertheless...
Tom, I know that Vicky suspects that, but not you, too.
You're not me. Tom Dennison, your old friend, right? You can level with me, or more importantly, why don't you level with yourself, huh?
All right. Maybe I have got deep feelings for Clint. My goodness, he's the father of my son. And yes, I lost Al, and I am constantly reminded of what Clint and I once had. But I don't see where I'm doing anything that would interfere with their marriage.
Not on purpose, perhaps, but you are there for Clint a lot, aren't you? Hmm?
Well, nothing more than what you do for Vicky. Well, for heaven's sakes, I mean, supposing Nikki Smith is
Hey, come on now,
responsible for this.
don't start that on me, okay?
Look at you. You're all ready to pull your guns out.
Vicky is not emotionally ill. I was with her in the car when she almost had the baby there, right? All right. I went through that crisis with her and the kidnapping. She is rock solid stable. Tell you something else about her. She is incredible when you consider how she's handled some of the rotten deals that have been handed her in this life.
I see. Well, I guess it's time for me to leave.
Oh, what is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I don't think you want to hear it, Tom.
Ah, come on, Maria. Stop being coy with me, huh?
Coy. Now I am coy and a homewrecker. And I have deep feelings for Clint, huh? Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I think that you are downright in love with Victoria Buchanan.
Talk about the prison social, shall we?
You mean I have a choice?
It was a very strange evening, wasn't it? All those prisoners dancing together, and then one of the inmates breaks away and starts a protest rally for better conditions. Dorian Lord slips out, and then Susan Bates follows her, and then a male inmate follows her, and no guard even notices. Is that normal?
We were very busy because of the prison riot.
And there were no guards posted outside the lounge.
Oh, you'll have to ask Warden McFadden. You see, he was in charge, not me.
I can accept that. But did you know that the male inmate was supposed to follow Dorian Lord and make an attempt on her life?
If I'd known that, I would have stopped him.
I see. You, however, did leave the rally shortly after it started. We have lots of inmates who will testify to that.
I went to the bathroom.
Did you? Well, you must have been in there for a long time, because we have testimony that says no one saw you the rest of the evening. Where were you, Miss Spitz?
I don't recall.
Perhaps I can refresh your memory. Perhaps you were in cell block number 3 where an inmate was attempting to smother Dorian Lord, and you intervened just long enough to get Susan Bates off the premises.
I don't remember that happening at all.
Where did you take Susan Bates, Miss Spitz? Did the warden suggest that you take her to the back street inn and leave her with Vince Robeson?
This is your little scenario, not mine.
Much has been made of your inhumane behavior towards prisoners while you were a matron. Do you feel these accusations are justified?
Listen, lady. You spent 15 years in prison with those animals, and let's see how you treat them. They're nothing but scum, and I'm paid to keep them from decent people.
You weren't paid to process cocaine, Miss Spitz.
I am paid a pittance. And we're not even given the same respect that the police department gets. The public, what do they think? They think that we're nothing but zookeepers. Huh. All right. I've admitted my involvement in the crack operation, and why not? Only a fool takes drugs. And if someone is stupid enough to do that, what do I care? If they OD, it's just one less criminal for me to take care of on the inside. And if I can live more comfortably because of the stupidity of those animals, well, fine. You may have caught me, but you are not going to make me sorry, not one bit.
In the 15 years as so-called zookeeper, what about the innocent people that shouldn't have been there? Did you feel badly about them?
I used to, sure.
And what about this young man, Dan Wallach? Does it bother you that he's being framed and he may go to prison for a crime he obviously did not commit?
I don't think that I did anything wrong in making money off people who had already broken the law. I'm the one that's in jail. Why should I care about him? Or anyone?
They are right about you, aren't they? Everything they say, you've lost all human feeling. You really are a sadist.
I'm afraid we both came to Landview and got caught in a situation way beyond our control. Memories have done us in. What I'm saying is, if I seem starry-eyed when I look at Clint, I see the same look in your eyes when you see Vicky.
Well, I admit, there have been times when I've thought that she's looked at me in a special way, but then I remember that I look exactly like the husband she lost and loved so much, and that's as far as it ever goes. And another thing, I'm not the sort of person that covets another man's wife.
And I am not the kind of woman who goes around stealing another woman's husband. Which is why I resent Vicky for being so harsh with me.
She's in the midst of a crisis right now. That's possibly why she's being harsh. But you'll never convince me she's emotionally ill, and that is not Starlight,
Tom,
right?
Believe me, I pray it's not true. And I'm sure that you will support Vicky as best you can if this mess continues, just as I will support Clint whenever I can. It's just too bad that it seems to break down into sides. And it has. Tom, if you love Vicky, you'll take care of her. Just as I love Clint, and I'll take care of him. All the wrongs of the past can be changed.
Even if it's a 1 in a million chance, Clint.
We're only talking about taking precautions, that's all.
Spell it out for me.
All right.
Like what kind of precautions?
Okay, Clint, all right. Round-the-clock nurses for the baby. Installing a better security system for the entire grounds. Strategically place hidden video cameras to catch the coming and goings of anybody.
Well, it sounds like a prisoner of war camp.
It's only to protect your baby, Clint.
And most importantly, Clint, to make sure that Vicky is never totally alone with that baby.
All right, you fellas have about 30 seconds to get out of this house. And then I think you're probably going to have to arrest me.
Captain, may I speak to my cousin in private?
Sure.
Oh, come on, what's this? The good cop, bad cop routine?
No.
Huh?
Just a guy who loves you, your wife, your children, who wants to speak as one family member to another.
You're trying to make this place into a fortress, Rafe. I mean, this house where Vicky was born, where she grew up, you're trying to turn it against her.
Clint, listen to me. Captain Moore said one thing that stopped me cold. He said, what if it were Sammy? What if it were that one chance in a million, and it was my kid we were talking about? Now, you can hate it. You can hate us. Hate yourself for it. But if in the end it protects Jessica, shouldn't it be done? You had your doubts, at least before the hypnosis, because you've seen Nikki in action. You've been a victim of her cleverness, her ability to deceive. Clint, what if she's not dead and gone?
Do you realize what you're asking me to do?
Yeah, to protect your child. To protect your whole family. Not by forcing Vicky into treatment or forcing her into anything. But just taking some extra measures in case it's true.
Stop confusing me. Stop twisting everything just to suit what you want.
All I want is to help you.
Then leave me in peace, please.
You're not in peace, Nikki. You can't be, not as long as you keep denying that Vicky is part of you.
There you go with her again. It's like a bloody Chinese water torture. Vicky, Vicky, Vicky. Can't you ever let up? Can't you ever let go?
Not as long as there's a chance of reaching you.
There is no chance of reaching me. Get that through your stubborn head.
Heron told me the police had gone. Is it for good this time?
Excuse me. Hi, I need to get into Allison Perkins' room, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't really let
You see, Miss Perkins had to appear in court today, and she had to give evidence, and she forgot something. So she called me and asked if I'd come by and get it for her.
Oh, I'm not supposed to.
Oh, no, my dear, I am obviously not a thief. Now, she's got to have this, or she's going to be in such a jam.
Okay.
Thanks.
I think I've seen you here before.
Oh, sure you have. We're real good friends. Thanks. I really do appreciate this. It's just so important. Thanks. Thanks. Well, Allison, I'm afraid we're going to have to prove to Clint that it wasn't just any redhead who stole his baby, but indeed it was Nikki Smith.
Superior, aren't you, Mrs. Charles Jameson Sanders II?
It is not a question of superiority, Miss Spitz. It is a question of the common ground we all share as human beings.
It is not common ground. You were born with a silver spoon sticking out of your mouth, and then you married a golden one.
Are you going to let an innocent young man pay for a crime he didn't commit? Or are you going to be a decent human being and tell us who was at the back street? Who took Susan Bates? Was it Vince Robeson? Was he the ringleader?
Yes! He said he was going to take care of her.
Murder her?
No, I wouldn't have left her there if he was going to murder her. Just get her out of town. But she didn't believe him. Neither of them did.
Neither of them? Was there another one? Was there an accomplice to Vince Robeson in the crack ring and Susan Bates' murder? Tell us, Miss Spitz. Please don't be like them. Show us that you have some spark of decency, that you have some humanity left.
You want to know who it was, Mrs. Charles Jameson Sanders II? Well, I'll tell you, all right. It was your son, Jamie. He's the one sitting right over there.
What are you doing here?
Allison, close the door.
Something happened, didn't it? The police, they're on to us, aren't they?
So, honey, it says right here that we are in for the rainiest November on record. But you know, in the Caribbean, it is warm and it hardly ever rains, and all you have is sun and beautiful, clear blue waters.
You know, Tina, I don't even understand how you can consider a vacation at this point in time.
I'm not. I'm considering a honeymoon. That maniac with a machete ruined our first one. We owe it to ourselves.
The only thing we owe is an obligation to Clint and Vicky right now, all right? Now, all I want to do is go over to Land Fair and give little Jessica a proper welcome home.
Did I say I didn't want to see the baby? I am just as happy as you are that my little niece is home safe.
Then why do you keep going on about this vacation?
Honey, I'm thinking about Vicky and Clint here, too. I mean, look, they want time alone with their daughter, right? So then they'll even be happier to see us when we come back.
Tina, even if I didn't want to go over to Land Fair tonight, which I do, this would not be the proper time for a trip.
Of course it is. We throw some bikinis and some suntan oil in a bag and we fly south.
Oh, just as simple as that. Well, I got news for you, girl. A Caribbean vacation takes two things: time, the planet, and money. Those are two things that we are just fresh out of right now.
Yeah, but honey, when you were giving back that money to Asa, I was busy on the phone with our travel agent. I had the whole thing taken care of. We got the flights, the hotel, the sightseeing, everything. Well, aren't you the least bit surprised?
I am damn furious is what I am, Tina. You just keep taking me for granted, now don't you?
Sanders, that's who was behind the crack operation.
That's a lie! The witness will sit down.
She wanted to know, Your Honor. She wanted to know who was behind the drug dealing, who was behind the murder of Susan Bates.
Miss Spitz, I must ask you to desist.
Well, it was him, her own son, Jamie Sanders.
She's lying! You will sit down, young man, or be removed.
Oh, how does it feel, huh? To have a junkie and a killer for a son?
Mom, I swear she's lying! Let me stand trial, Jamie. How could you lie to me all these months?
She's the one that's lying! Mrs. Sanders, if you cannot control your client as well as your son, I will clear this courtroom.
The defense requests recess, please, Your Honor.
I feel so bad. I feel bad for Judith, too, but in a way, it's all her fault. I mean, she's been covering for him all along.
Your Honor, approach the bench. A discussion of this witness's accusations against Jamie Sanders is first priority.
Mr. Callison, restoring order to this bedlam is our first priority. Bailiff, stop that young man.
Let me go! Your Honor!
I am about to clear this entire courtroom.
Your Honor, my son is on trial for a murder he did not commit. Now, this is the person who knows more about this than anyone. He should be questioned right here and now.
This is a courtroom, not a lynching mob.
I know it's a courtroom. And if it were anyone other than your son, he'd be on the stand right now. We'd be hearing the truth.
Yes, put Jamie Sanders on the stand now.
This is not a Roman Colosseum. The spectators will be silent or they will be gone. Is that understood? You will let go the young man, Dr. Wallach. And you, Mr. Sanders, you may take your seat. Mrs. Sanders, please, proceed with the witness.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Callison, your witness?
Yes, I think we've heard all we need to hear from this witness, Your Honor. No questions.
You will step down, Miss Spitz. Defense may call its next witness. Mrs. Sanders, your next witness, please.
Yes, Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Jamie Sanders to the stand.
You know what lies ahead. This is not only a difficult assignment, it's a dangerous one. It could prove fatal. You want to back out, now's the time. I'll understand.
No, I'm in it all the way, Charlie.
Despite what the boys in Washington told you?
Well, because of what the boys in Washington told me. Now, they didn't fill me in on a lot of details, but they said it was a matter of national security. And that's all I need to know.
All right. If that's the case, I have only one thing further to say to you. Shoot. Please don't call me Charlie.
All right, we're working together. Charles.
All right, thank you. Here are the details you're so anxious to know about.
Well, I know we're up against Colonel Carlos Dimitri.
Yes, that's right. What else did they tell you about him?
Well, just that since that coup of his failed in Mindoro, he came here looking for political asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I already found that out firsthand from you-know-who.
Yeah. But they did not tell you where he went after Dorian sent him packing?
No.
Ever hear of a little place called Devil's Claw? You know, it's a spot right out here in the middle of the Caribbean. Perfect place for an international criminal. Plenty of sand, plenty of sun, total isolation.
Well, I tell you what, it's fine with me if he stays there. Less chance of him giving Dorian any rubies or overthrowing any foreign governments.
But he can hold the entire free world hostage.
You want to run that by me again?
Just before Colonel Dimitri flew out of Mindoro, he stole some top-secret defense plans. It's all right there in the report.
U.S.-European defense plan.
That's right. You see, Mindoro allows this country to maintain naval bases and radar installations there. It's a small, but it's a very vital link in our overall defense system.
This Colonel Dimitri is one hell of a thief.
Oh.
I mean, not only does he run off with the entire crown jewels of Mindoro, but he's got our U.S.-European defense plan.
Hypothetical question, John. If you were a thief and you had something that hot, what would you do?
Fence him.
Exactly. Colonel Dimitri's plan is to hold an auction in Devil's Claw and put those stolen defense plans up to the highest bidder.
You mean foreign governments?
Well, foreign governments, terrorist groups, every two-bit would-be dictator on the face of the map. They'll all be there, bidding for the big prize.
And that is some big prize. The fate of the entire world.
That's why, John, your destination has been held top secret until this very moment.
Devil's Claw.
Devil's Claw.
I'm here to do you a very big favor.
You call pulling out all the incriminating evidence doing me a good favor? Well, if someone sees that wig, I'm dead.
Oh, but they won't, because I'm going to destroy this evidence.
How? Wait, you said before that we shouldn't.
Well, things have changed. The police aren't looking for Nikki Smith anymore. Their latest theory is that Jessica was kidnapped by somebody who was dressed up like Nikki Smith.
Oh, and that's supposed to make me feel better? What if somebody saw me in that disguise taking the baby or putting the baby back?
Will you please calm down? That is exactly why I intend to get rid of any evidence that might link you to the kidnapping.
How?
Well, just leave the details to me. Now, I have the dress and the wig. All I need are the keys to Landfair.
Sure, be my guest. Take it all. You know, I don't understand, really.
What? What's the matter?
Why are you helping me, Maria?
I wasn't taking you for granted at all. In fact, I was only thinking of you.
Then why didn't you ask my opinion first?
Well, because you've been working so hard, especially right before you went down to El Paso, huh? And what kind of vacation was that? You spent 2 days in lawyers' offices, and then you had to come up here and yell at your grandfather.
But all that is over and done with now.
I know, and Jessica is home safe now. That's why it's the perfect time right now, the perfect time for you to relax.
Tina, you may have been thinking about me, but you didn't have my best interest in mind. Now, Landview is the place where I belong right now. It's the place I need to be.
Well, I know, but you can still take a little vacation.
But not now. Tina, I've got my job to worry about. I've got a new family, a new father, a brand new little sister. Those are all things that I should be tending with right now, not running around on some damn island.
I know, honey, but you could tend to them a whole lot better if you just give yourself a chance to unwind.
Tina, how are we supposed to pay for this thing, huh? I gave all of that money back to Asa. Now, what are we going to do? How are we going to bankroll this little honeymoon of yours?
guess I have to tell you eventually. You know my diamond L pin? The one that my father gave me, the one that stands for Lord?
Yeah?
I sold it.
Tina, how could you do something like that? I know how much that pin means to you, honey.
I know, but our happiness means just a million times more to me than that.
And since when is our happiness dependent upon one little vacation?
Since Honey, it just seems like such a tiny little price to pay for a little peace of mind.
Well, I think you're going to sleep a hell of a lot better knowing that that pin is safe and sound in your jewelry box. Now, I want you to buy it back.
Oh, honey, please don't make me cancel our plans.
Tina, if we are ever going to have any kind of a marriage, I mean a real marriage here, you will stop calling all the damn shots.
Does this mean you're not going to Jamaica?
Hello, is there anybody in there? The answer is no, Tina. No, N-O.
Well, where I come from, people accept help and comfort from friends without doubting their motives. I can see that things are very different here in Landview.
I'm not doubting you. But you must admit it seems strange that you're going to such great lengths to help someone you barely know.
Fine. If you're worried that I'm going to be taking advantage of you, you can just get rid of this disguise any way you want to. From now on, you are completely on your own. Goodbye, Allison.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I would have been arrested a long time ago if it weren't for your help. What do you want me to do?
You don't have to do anything. I told you, I will get rid of the evidence, and this way nobody can link you to the kidnapping.
Except my mother.
Your mother?
Yeah, well, when she heard that the Buchanan baby had been returned, and then she found out that Jessica wasn't here anymore, she put...
Allison, you didn't tell her about me, did you?
No, of course not. I told her that the whole thing was Mitch Lawrence's fault, that he programmed me to kidnap the baby, and that I had an accomplice that helped me return the...
Allison, you did tell her about me. How could you do that?
Maria! I didn't tell her your name. My mother does... I mean, she doesn't think you have anything to do with this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap. The sooner I dispose of this evidence, the easier life will be for both of us.
All right. Is there anything that I should do?
Well, you could give me the keys to Landfair.
You really think you need them?
Yes, I do. Now, don't worry about a thing. This nightmare is practically over.
Mr. Sanders, it is my duty to tell you you have right to counsel. Similarly, the Fifth Amendment protects you against having to give testimony which might be self-incriminating.
I don't need a lawyer, Your Honor. I've got nothing to hide.
Very well, then. Let's proceed.
Look at her. She must be going through hell. But you've been so convinced that her son is guilty. Still, it has to be unbearable
Place your
for
right
her.
hand on the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated.
I wonder which side of Judith Sanders will win out. The brilliant attorney or the loving mother?
You don't really think that she'll try to get him to say everything, do you?
We'll see.
I hope the loving mother wins.
How can you say that? After everything that she...
Well, but someone in the hall needs to talk to you. She says it's important.
Right? Thank you. Hold on to my seat.
Mrs. Sanders, would you prefer if I took over the questioning of this witness?
No, Your Honor. I'd prefer to do the questioning myself. Your name.
Mom, you know.
Your name. Would you give the court your full name?
Charles Jameson Sanders III.
Where do you reside?
With you.
Your current address.
Number 1 Crescent Heights, Landview, Pennsylvania.
Would you please tell the court in your own words the relationship you had with the deceased, Vince Robeson?
So tell me, John, what else did the briefing in Washington cover?
Just that I'd be traveling under the name Johnny Rage, all-American terrorist. Apparently one of the most dangerous men that there is.
He is.
That was until he got caught in Germany by our guys. He's now behind bars. At any rate, when I was in Washington, I took a look at a lot of film and tape on the guy. I now know how he walks, how he talks, what he knows, and where he's been.
So you've seen his ugly kisser?
Oh, that's very funny. But I tell you what, one look at that mugshot, I knew why you wanted me to take this assignment.
It's amazing, isn't it, the resemblance?
Yeah. Let's just hope it's amazing enough that we get away with it, though.
I think we can get away with it all except for one person. Renata Schmidt. Did they brief you on her?
Yeah, the bomb-throwing babe from the German terrorist group. Yeah. Johnny Rage's girlfriend. Right. And lover. She's hiding out in Japan. Now, I don't think we have to worry about her identifying me, though. Since Rage was picked up in Munich, she hasn't heard from him.
That's the one thing that really disturbs me about this whole operation, is that we haven't heard from her. If she were to resurface in Devil's Claw, you can't spot her, but she can spot you, and if she does, she'll try to kill you, John.
Yeah. Are you sure there's no photographs of this woman?
As far as we know, she's never been photographed.
Yeah, just my luck.
However, we do have information on an identifying mark. She has a tattoo.
A tattoo? Well, she sounds more and more like a kind of woman I'd like to meet. Bombs, terrorizing people, tattoos. What is it? What does it look like?
It's a black widow, small black widow, just below her left shoulder.
No kidding.
That's what it is.
Yeah, what else? Maybe I can take a peek at it.
Be serious, John. It's your job to get in there, get those plans away from Dimitri, and prevent that auction from ever coming off.
Yeah.
And you'll be leaving in a few hours.
Hey, now, wait a minute. I haven't even seen Dorian yet.
Well, you'll have just about enough time to, kiss her goodbye.
Come on, look, Charles.
Charles. I'm doing you a favor, John. Look at it this way. You'll be in and out of town so quick, Dorian won't even have a chance to get mad at you.
You want to bet? All right. I'll go by and tell her that I'll get back and see her as soon as I can. Then I'll duck.
Yeah, right. Well, look at it this way. After Dorian, Devil's Claw will be a piece of cake.
I guarantee you are right about that. She's probably at the courthouse, huh?
Hottest ticket in town, thanks to her.
What was that?
Well, that's right. I forgot you weren't here. Judith was trying to strengthen the defense for Dan Wolek, and Dorian volunteered to go back into Statesville Prison.
She did what?
Well, they had to get some additional information to find out who really killed Susan Bates. Apparently it worked because Judith has the ex-matron Spitz going on the stand today.
Well, she talks about me taking chances. Wait till I get my hands on that woman.
You, Vince Robeson, on a strictly business level.
What sort of business? What sort of business?
Drugs.
The witness will please speak up.
Drugs, cocaine. He sold the stuff.
How do you know?
Because I bought coke from him.
And that was the extent of your business with Vince Robeson?
Yes, absolutely. I wasn't an addict or anything. I just bought coke from the guy a couple of times, that's all.
So you never set foot in Statesville?
No, never.
And until this day, you had never seen ex-matron Spitz before. And before you answer that question, I'd like to remind you that you're under oath and the penalty for perjury is very severe.
I know the penalty. My answer is the same. I've never seen that woman before in my life.
You wish. One more word and I'll find you in contempt.
I want you to think very carefully about this question. Had you ever met Susan Bates, the deceased, before?
No.
Are you very sure about that?
I'm more than sure. I'm positive. I never met her. I never even knew her.
Oh, gee, I'm so happy happy to see you. I thought you dropped off the face of the earth.
I called that hotel in Hawaii. They said you checked out.
Well, I was at the airport. I was about to go to Europe. And then I saw the paper with the headline. I had to stop running, Dorian. I had to come back and tell the truth.
Running, Jeannie? What were you running from?
Not what? Who?
Jamie Sanders, right? He was the one who threatened you, got you to leave town.
He said his friend would get me because of the crack factory. That's why I took the money and left, Dorian. I was scared.
You've got nothing to be afraid of now. What I don't understand is how did Jamie know that you were forced to work at the crack factory?
Dorian, he was running the whole thing.
He was running? Wait a minute, Jeannie.
I saw Jamie at the back street. He knows I saw him. That's why he paid me to leave Landview.
I knew that Jamie was involved.
He was more than involved. He was the money behind the whole thing. Spitz and the warden did the work, but Jamie paid the bills.
Jeannie, would you be willing to say all of this under oath?
That's why I'm here.
Ms. Johnson, come right with me.
And you have no idea how the tape that was in Susan Bates' possession got into the defendant's apartment.
It's a complete mystery to me. When I heard that the police found the tape in Dan's place, I couldn't believe that...
You couldn't believe what? That your good friend could be involved with a murder, with Susan Bates' murder. Is that what you were thinking? I asked you a question. Please answer it.
I've reconsidered, Your Honor.
Reconsidered what, Mr. Sanders?
A lawyer. I want one.
Jamie.
I've said all I'm going to say. I want a lawyer. I want one now.
Very well, Mr. Sanders. You shall have one. Court is adjourned.
All right.
Still mad at me?
I can't ever stay mad at you. You made your decision, and I have to respect it.
Oh, and you do?
Well, you've decided you have to stay here in Landview, and who am I to change your mind?
Tina, look. I'm sorry I messed up your plans.
No. I'm the one who should be sorry here. Court, I'm just so selfish.
You know, Tina, it's no big crime to plan a honeymoon.
Yes, it is, honey. I was only thinking of myself as usual. Oh, honey, that's why I wanted to go away.
You weren't thinking of yourself. You know, it takes two people to make a honeymoon.
Honey, you don't understand. I was thinking of myself, and you see, with you giving that money back to Asa and everything, our whole world is going to change. We're going to become just like everybody else in America. And I'm going to have to do just like everybody else in America, and I'm going to have to get a job.
Yeah. I reckon it's come to that, huh?
Oh, you think that's so funny, huh? Well, that's because you're used to working. You can do something. I don't know how to do anything. Honey, I tried to type once. I did. I broke every single nail I have. And then this other time I tried to get this job, you know, wrapping gifts at Christmas time. It was a mess. I got tape all over everything.
Oh, I guess we'll just have to find you a job that you can handle then, huh?
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm going to have to go on interviews and meet all those strange people. And not that I'm not willing to do it, of course. I am. It's just that I thought that...
Go on.
Well, I just had this crazy thought that, you know, if we went to Jamaica, we could just kind of have a last fling. Oh. That's it, and I could get myself together. I could get in the right frame of mind, and then I could go and win the right kind of job, the kind of job that I want, and the kind of job that would make you proud of me.
Oh, Tina, when are you going to realize that I've always been proud of you, and I always will be proud of you? And I suppose a week on a beach would not kill either one of us.
Oh, honey, do you mean?
Oh, man, I can't believe I'm doing this. All right. You want Jamaica so badly? You got it. Oh.
Oh, honey, you're going to love it. I promise you, this is going to be the best time of our whole lives.
Now, wait a minute. I've got a few things to take care of before we go running off anywhere.
Well, I know, but don't be too long. I mean, we don't want to miss our flight.
All right, but I want to go downstairs. I want to talk to my mom, tell her about what happened in El Paso and what I did about it, okay?
Honey, you know, you are the most wonderful husband in the whole world. You really are, and you are all mine.
Yeah, there's only one thing I'd change about me. I wish to hell I didn't love you so much.
But don't be too long. Remember, Jamaica is waiting.
Looks nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Come on in. Sit. Can I get you some tea or some apple juice or...
Wait a minute, can I get in a word?
Sorry, I'm just glad to see you.
You are?
Well, don't I look happy?
Well, you look positively giddy, but when I was here before, you were in such a state.
Oh, that was a lifetime ago. Everything's better now.
You told Vicky that you took the baby. She forgave you. Oh, darling, I knew she would if you just told her the truth.
No, I didn't have to tell Vicky anything. Everything's been taken care of.
Everything?
Well, I don't have to worry about the police finding me. Remember that disguise that Mitch programmed me to wear? It's been destroyed.
You got rid of it?
Well, no, not me. The woman who helped me return the baby. She's going to do it. But don't you see now? With the wig and the dress gone, there's no way they're going to trace it back to me.
And that's why you're jumping for joy.
Ooh, Vicky's got her baby back. I've got my freedom. What more could anyone ask for?
Well, a little quiet confidence would be nice. I don't have it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I put you through a lot lately.
It's not me I'm worried about.
Don't worry about me. Look, I'm happy. Mother, for months, Mitch Lawrence has been haunting me, and now he is gone. I'm almost completely free.
Almost.
Well, there's one thing I need to make me completely happy. That's your forgiveness.
There's nothing to forgive, but this accomplice of yours, I just don't share your trust.
Oh, everything's going to be fine, Mom. Don't worry. You'll see.
You know, there's one thing that would make me truly happy. If you'd have a baby of your own.
Well, if I did, I can promise you I wouldn't name her Nancy.
Oh, I wouldn't call it Kara if you named her Petunia. Oh. You know, taking care of little Nancy made me realize how much I'd like to be a grandmother.
I have the disguise, now what? How do I use it to convince Clint that it was Nicky Smith who kidnapped the baby? Just a minute, please. Who is it?
What's up? What's going on,
Cord! Hi! Oh, you're back.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, why didn't you call me?
Well, I only tried about 100 times. What are you doing, leading some kind of secret life now?
Why would you say that?
No, I was only kidding. I know you've been working real hard to help out Clint and Vicky. I appreciate that. I just want to let you know what happened when I got back from El Paso.
Oh, well, good news, I hope.
Well, Ma, no, it's not. I'm afraid that all my suspicions were true. That 2,000 acres of prime real estate never belonged to Pa. And it wasn't he who willed it to us.
Cord, are you absolutely sure?
Yeah, Ma, I'm positive. There is no question about it. Asa Buchanan manipulated the whole deal. He was just trying to pay us off for everything that he had denied us all those years. It was just guilt money with interest.
I see. Well, what do you plan to do now?
I've already done it, Ma. First thing I did when I got back into town was go over to Ace's with a check for $1 million, and I threw it right back in his face. And I also made it crystal clear to him that I was never going to acknowledge the fact that he was my grandpa. Well, Ma, what's wrong? Come on, I didn't mean to upset you,
Oh,
Paul.
no, it's all right, honey bunch. It's just that you made such a point of returning that money. Do you think I should do the same?
No, look, it's not my place to tell you what to do with your share of the money, Ma. Whatever you decide, I'm behind you 100%.
Well, I'll just have to give that some serious thought. I suppose Tina must have been absolutely crushed when you decided to give it back.
No, actually, I tell you, I think that's the best thing to happen out of all this. Tina stood by me like a real champion, Ma.
She did?
Yeah, she really encouraged me to follow my heart and not keep that money if that's not what I wanted. Yeah, that wife of mine is 1 in a million.
Cord, let me get this straight. Tina wanted you to give that money back to Asa?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, not at first, but then, hey, you know Tina, right?
Yes, I certainly do.
I just explained to her how important it was for me to go by my heart on this and not keep that money because I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I owed something to Asa Buchanan.
Mm-hmm. And she understood that?
Yeah, she did. Well, obviously, she's not going to go from show horse to workhorse overnight, right? But, Ma, she's got a lot of caring and concern for other people that folks just don't seem to realize.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to admit that she's kept her generosity a closely guarded secret.
Yeah. Ma, look, if you knew her like I did, then you'd realize. Hey, come on. When we get back from Jamaica, I bet the two of you get together.
Whoa, what do you mean, Jamaica?
Oh, she's had this idea for this very romantic second honeymoon for the two of us, you know? Kind of our last fling, she calls it, before we have to go out there and join the real world and get a job and support ourselves. And
Honey Bunch, I don't understand. If you've just given all that money back to Asa, how can you afford such an expensive vacation? Who is it?
It's Tina. Hi. Cord, honey, we're in a rush. Don't forget.
yeah, right.
Tina, this Jamaican honeymoon, isn't this rather sudden?
Well, when two people are as in love as Cord and I are, well, then you do things spontaneously. Honey, I'm all packed. You have to throw a few things
Yeah,
into a
right.
bag.
Look, Tina, I will meet you downstairs when I finish packing, all right?
Okay.
Let's go.
Cord, are you sure that you can afford to leave your job right now?
Yes, he's sure. I'm sure. We're all sure. Now, let's go. Bye, Mom.
Well,
Bye-bye. I'll drop you a postcard, okay?
yeah, well, just have a wonderful time.
Son of Ambassador Sanders. Brains behind the crack operation.
And probably behind the murder of Susan Bates.
Yeah, well, I'll try to catch Judge Freeman while she's still in chambers and the charges against Danny dropped right away.
Wonderful. We were hoping you'd see it that way.
What other way is there to see it? The testimony, the evidence, all of it points to one person.
Jamie's not going to love me when he finds out I'm the one that squealed.
Well,
What's going to happen?
don't you worry about Jamie Sanders. By nightfall, he'll be behind bars. He won't be able to hurt you or anybody else.
I'm not so sure about that. Did you see the look on Judith Sanders' face in the courtroom today? The pain that boy's caused his mother's going to last for a long time.
Yeah. Well, before there are any more victims, I want to get a warrant out. Jeannie, you stay close to Dorian, okay? You're a prize witness.
Oh, I'm not going anyplace, I promise.
So,
Oh!
get back into town.
That's a long story.
Johnny, I'm so glad to see you.
You may want to reserve judgment on that one.
Look, Dorian, I'll call you later. Jeannie?
See you. Dorian, can I go take a bath in your guest room? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Hey, by all means. Gee, you managed to clear the room very nicely with that scowl of yours. What's the matter?
I'll tell you what's the matter. You.
Me?
Yeah, you risked your life one time in Statesville. Now you want to do the same stupid thing all over again.
It's the hardest thing I ever had to do. I never thought I'd get through it.
Well, darling, I don't think it was very easy for Jamie either.
Charles, I hate to disappoint you, but your son is very adept at lying. It comes to him very easily.
What makes you so convinced that he's been lying?
Because I have questioned thousands of witnesses in my time, and I know when someone's lying.
All right. Just try to settle down.
How can I? When Jamie was sworn in, I got lightheaded. I thought I was going to faint.
Well, why didn't you just try to find someplace private and have a talk with him?
Haven't you been listening to me? I have talked to him time and time again, and all he does is lie to me.
Whatever he does, Judith, he is still our son.
I know. That's what makes it so hard. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you.
It's all right.
I just don't know how to...
I know. Darling, look, the first thing is you can't blame yourself for Jamie's mistake.
But I do. We're both to blame. Charles, if Jamie was involved in that crack connection.
We
He
don't know
could be
that for
involved
sure.
In a murder, don't you understand that?
No, he couldn't. Not Jamie, not my son.
Why? Because he's a Sanders? There's more here than your family's prestigious name involved. There is our son's life. It's such a waste.
I know. I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry.
What if Matron Spitz is right?
Why?
What if he's guilty? What? The space.
You have just made me the happiest woman on the face of this earth.
How? By me wanting to turn you over my knee?
No! You see what all this means?
Yeah. You're still the most stubborn girl I've ever met in my life.
And you're still the bravest man I've ever met in my life. Honestly, John, I mean, I know you're acting all angry and everything, but the truth is, you're just frightened for my safety, aren't you? And that's why you came running back here from Washington. You want to protect me.
I came running back here from Washington because I got my assignment. I'm leaving again.
Oh.
And I know what you're thinking.
No, I don't think you do know what I'm thinking.
I can't tell you where I'm going. We've been through that. I can't tell you why.
John.
Dorian, and you absolutely cannot come with me.
How can you say that?
I say that because I want you here when I come back. Now, please, don't make it any harder than it already is.
Why in the world would I do that? I'm a good loser. I am. Don't give me that face. I know that if you have to leave, it's better for us to part with a smile rather than a frown, and that way you'll have all the more reason to come hurrying home.
You know me pretty well, don't you?
I hope I do. In fact, it seems to me that you would have even more reason to come hurrying home if the two of us were to go upstairs to my bedroom, you know, and...
Yeah, darling, I would absolutely love to, but I can't.
I know that you're in a big hurry. That's why we have to make every moment count.
I don't have any time at all. I have to say hello and goodbye right now.
Right now? No, really, I didn't know that you would have to leave that soon.
Yeah. The sooner I leave, the sooner I can get back to you.
Johnny, promise me you're not going to take any foolish chances.
Dorian.
Promise me, even if you are lying through your teeth.
I promise.
That should be long gone by now.
I couldn't leave. I keep thinking about Jamie.
Yeah, some friend. You think Spitz told the truth?
What do you think, Dad?
Frankly, I think the whole question revolves around Judith. Whether or not she'll be able to get the truth out of Jamie.
Well, she could have backed down today, but she didn't.
Yeah, she could have. She asked a lot of tough questions. Must have been very difficult for her.
Do you think Judith will drop me to represent her son?
Well, I don't really know, Dan. I would think if being a lawyer is anything like being a doctor, it's certainly not wise to operate on one's own family.
Oh, I was hoping I'd find you here.
Allison, where have you been?
Oh,
You missed all the excitement.
I'm sorry, but after I testified, I just felt like being alone. But I listened on the radio. I heard everything. That prison woman really turned on Jamie, huh?
She certainly did.
So, this means you're off the hook, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, now, Dr. Woolett, they can't possibly continue the trial if they have a suspect who can prove that Jamie's responsible for Susan's death.
It may take a long while to iron things out. I wouldn't want to start celebrating just yet.
Well, I say let's be optimistic. I've never felt more like celebrating in my life.
And I thought I was feeling a little better. What's up with you, Allison?
Nothing. I'm just happy for you, that's all. And I feel like my own problems are clearing up, too.
Well, that seems pretty clear.
I think that everything's coming together for us, Dan.
have the same feeling I do. You think Matron Spitz is right, don't you?
It's more than a feeling. I guess it's time that I told you everything.
Everything? Why, you mean there's something that you haven't told me?
Well, I'd like to think that I've been protecting you.
Charles, I couldn't feel any worse. Tell me.
All right, all right. A few months ago, doing that, he found a stash of cocaine in Jamie's garment bag and brought it to me.
Oh, my God.
Now, I confronted Jamie with this, and he admitted to me that he'd been selling it to make money.
You didn't think I should know about this?
Well, he swore to me, darling, that it had nothing to do with the crack ring and nothing to do with Susan Bates's death.
What about what you'd sworn to me when I moved into this house, which is the only reason I agreed to move in, is because we were going to be opening...
Darling, I am trying to explain that to you. I only wanted to spare your feelings.
And you wanted to spare your precious son and cover all his lies. Was it worth it? What it cost us? Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Excuse us, Ambassador. Judith, I thought that I should tell you this face to face.
Yes, Herb, what is it?
I've just been speaking with Judge Freeman. The Commonwealth has decided to drop the charges against Dan.
Well, congratulations, Doc.
Herb, you didn't have to bring a policeman here to tell me that.
No. The officer is here to perform another duty. I'm sorry. I have a warrant for your son's arrest.
You're now the proud owner of that jewel of the Caribbean, Devil's Claw.
My very own island.
Hi, Tina. What you doing?
Cord. Honey, you remember Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah, Mr. Jenkins, how you doing? Last time I ran into you, you weren't too successful in selling my wife some jewelry. But it looks like your luck's changed, huh? Yeah. Well, Tina, what'd you buy now?
The officer is here because he has a duty to perform. I'm sorry. I have a warrant for your son's arrest.
Wait a minute, what for?
Jamie, let me handle this.
Yeah, like you handled it today in court? No thanks, Mom. I can tell the DA and his friend here myself. I didn't kill Susan Bates.
We'll have every opportunity to prove your story.
Wait. Hold on a minute now. Why should he have to prove anything? I know what you're doing, Herb. You couldn't get a conviction against Dan Woltl, so you're turning to the nearest target around, namely my son.
Inform Mr. Sanders of his rights.
Herb, don't you think you could at least give us a reason for the warrant?
We have a witness, Judith. A witness who can place your son at the crack factory in the backstreet bar. You might ask him if the name Jeannie Johnson strikes a chord.
And there he is, a bottle of your finest bubbly, my friend.
Oh, my.
Come on, Andrew, are you kidding me? We've been living under a cloud for months now. It's time we celebrate. Besides, you heard what Herb said. Charges have been dropped. You are a free man.
I agree with your father. Let's celebrate.
Yeah, I feel so numb. I don't know if I'll be able to taste the champagne. I've got so many people to thank. Starting with the people right here at this table.
Come on.
Dad, you and Allison have believed in me the whole time.
Well, we weren't the only ones, Dan.
I know. I've got a lot of friends I never thought I had. And that makes up for a friend I thought I had.
Now, Dan, I know how you feel about Jamie, but just forget him.
Not until I see him pay for everything he's done.
Revenge?
And not just to me.
No, revenge is not the answer. Believe me, you've just got to get on with your life. I mean, that's what I've decided to do about Mitch Lawrence.
Thought you put that all behind you, Allison.
I did. I have to get over other people judging me because I was part of the Lawrence mission.
I think it's easier for you to forgive Mitch Lawrence because he's dead. What more damage could he possibly do?
Dan, Allison is right. You gotta just pick your life up where you left off and make the most of it.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Can you keep the champagne on ice for me?
Wait, where are you going?
I'm going to Aces. I want to see if I still have a job. I'll find you later. Excuse me?
Well, I should be getting back to the hospital, really.
Wait a minute. Allison, I want to say something to you, and it's important.
Cord? Why, you don't expect Mr. Jenkins to spoil the surprise, do you?
Oh, yes, my lips are sealed.
I thought they might be. A pleasure.
As always, Mrs. Roberts.
Yeah.
Mr. Roberts.
Mr. Jenkins. All right, Tina. What is this surprise all about?
Honey, if I tell you, it won't be a surprise anymore, right? Come on, we have a plane to catch.
Let's just forget about that plane for a minute, Tina, because we got one too many surprises going on here. First some kind of trip to Jamaica, and now all this fancy jewelry.
Honey, I'll explain it as soon as we are in the air.
You will explain it right now, Tina, because you are not moving from this spot until you tell me what the hell is going on behind my back.
Well, look, Miss Jeannie Johnson tried to blackmail me. She said she'd go to the cops and tell them that I'd been buying coke. When I told her to kiss off, she said she'd get even. I can't believe you're going to let her get away with this.
Jamie, there's no point in getting angry now.
And what other way should I do it? What do you want me to do? Just let them handcuff me and go out quietly?
Jamie? Mr. Callison, it seems to me that all you have is the word of some ex-con and the testimony of this ex-matron Spitz.
I had nothing to do with the Backstreet Bar, and I don't know anything about the death of Susan Bates.
Without going into details, our case against your son is based on a great deal more than the testimony of Jeannie Johnson and Matron Spitz.
Well, then I believe we are entitled to those details.
What your son is entitled to, Ambassador, is an attorney, and I suggest you get the very best.
Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Mom, if you're willing to commit to me like you did to Dan.
Jamie, I couldn't possibly defend you.
I should have known that.
It's too close. You're my son. It wouldn't be a fair defense, don't you understand? I can't.
Well, Mom, that sounds great, but why do I get the feeling that you only want to risk your reputation on a case you know you can win? And you're worried that you can't win mine.
That's not true. That's not fair.
Excuse me, son. Now be smart. Keep your cool. Your mother and I will have you out on bail within an hour.
Time to go.
All right, Dad, I'll try my best.
Don't just try. Do it. Come on, let's go.
It's unbearable. What are we going to do for him?
You could defend him, but you won't, will you? Because you believe he's guilty.
What is it?
Well, I haven't had the chance to thank you for standing by my son.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, sit down. We can have at least a little glass of champagne.
Okay.
All right. I know I haven't exactly been your greatest cheerleader. I mean, I know you've been involved with that Mitch Lawrence thing, but as you say, that's all behind you.
Yeah, well, thank goodness it is.
Also, your work at the hospital has improved. Allison, you're becoming a first-rate nurse's aide. Excellent.
No, Dr. Willock, you don't have to say anything.
I want you to know, I think in many ways you are the best thing that ever happened to my son.
Hi, I mean, Landview is nice and everything, but you've got paradise.
Sometimes paradise isn't everything it's cracked up to be. I took a bribe from Jamie Sanders. I ran away when I could have just told the police the truth and put him in jail.
The important thing is you came back. You did it to help save Dan Womack and also to nail Jamie Sanders.
Yeah, but if it comes down to his word against mine, who are they going to believe? The son of an ambassador or an ex-con who took his money and ran? Oh, Dorian, I took the money and ran. Can you ever forgive me?
Jeannie, you are my friend, past, present, and future. I not only forgive you, I'm darn proud of you.
What do you plan on doing with that $50,000? Oh, well, I already spent half of it. You know me and money.
Jeannie, you've spent 20... at least you've still got 25,000 left.
Yeah, but I've got a few debts, and I need a couple cashmere sweaters. So I was thinking, Dorian, you know that job that you mentioned to me before at WVLE? Is that still...
Yes, a job did come up while you were in Hawaii, but I had to fill it.
Oh, that's what I get for taking a shortcut. Well, I just have to go out and find myself a job and a place to crash.
Well, maybe you could do some more traveling.
Oh, no, I think I'm going to stay put in Landview. Besides, if they need me to testify at Jamie's trial, I have to be available.
Yes. If you need a loan, though, I'll be happy to help you out. And there's always a bed here.
And they say the Waterside Inn isn't very expensive, and you'd have a lot of privacy there.
Yeah, I know. I stayed there before. You know, maybe they'll give me my old room back.
Maybe.
So, Dorian, tell me what happened with John.
Oh, John's left. I mean, just temporarily. He's been sent away on an assignment, a top secret one.
Ooh, that sounds fascinating.
I wouldn't know. It's so top secret, he wouldn't even tell me about it.
You mean he didn't leave a forwarding address or any number where you could call him?
No, nothing. I guess I'll just have to trust him.
Well, it looks like he left you something to remember him by.
Oh, this ruby. No. Yeah, it's kind of wonderful. Actually, no, this was a gift from Colonel Dimitri.
Well, Dorian, are you accepting gifts from other guys?
Colonel Dimitri is not another guy. Honey, he's the man who led that revolution down in Mendora. You must have read.
Right.
Okay, yes. He arrived at my door. You know, the revolution had failed. He needed asylum. I took him in just for the night. And then he left, and he's out of my life. And I just hope the same can't be said of John.
Dorian Lord, pessimistic. Well, we won't allow it, will we, Jeannie? We're going to cheer you up. How about Elmo tonight?
Elmo? No, darling. Thank you very, very much. I'm just not in the mood for Elmos. The two of you go. Have a lot of fun.
Elmo sounds great to me. I'd love to go.
What the piggies
Fantastic.
Piggies never said fantastic in their lives, did they, Jessica? Never.
Jessica, your mother might not realize it, but sometimes there are more important things than counting toes.
There are no more important things. You tell him. There are no more.
And honey.
What, honey?
You've got to remember that in your spare time you publish a newspaper.
I don't have spare time, do I?
Well, these pictures are from the Bates murder trial are going to sell a lot of papers. Look at this. Jamie Sanders, right after the ex-prison matron accused him of being mixed up in the murder. Look at that. I'm going to call the office.
Clint, this is him.
What?
This is the man that I saw in the parking lot of the Green Dragon restaurant. This is the man who can prove where I was the night that Jessica was returned. Thank the Lord, Clint. This is the man who can prove that I did not turn into Nikki Smith.
Sweetheart.
Darling, I can't very well go to the Sanders house with the baby in my arms, can I?
Will you hold on a minute?
The sooner that Jamie Sanders tells the police that he saw me in the parking lot that night, the sooner we can all forget about Nikki Smith.
That young man could be facing a prison term, honey. He might not be interested in confirming your story.
Darling, he was there, and he saw me. All he has to do is say it.
All right, I believe it. I believe you. But our baby is back. Now, why dredge up that whole long night again?
Because Rafe and Captain Moore still believe that Nikki Smith may have kidnapped our baby. That's why. Now, Jamie Sanders can answer their questions, and he's the only one who can.
All right. We'll talk to young Mr. Sanders.
Well, here I am. All set to get started.
Hi, Marilyn.
Oh, Mary Lynn. All set for what?
Oh, honey, Marilyn was nice enough to volunteer to come over here and spend some time with the boys this evening, and I said if it's all right with the boys, it's all right with me.
Mary Lynn, what took you so long? You run and I'll make the pass.
Oh, well, I hate to disappoint you guys, but I'm not great at football. However, if you happen to like superheroes...
Wow, look at those. Well, let's go play Martian invaders.
Hey, fellas, I'll tell you what. Why don't you take those upstairs and show them to Kim, huh? We have something important to do.
Come on, okay?
Oh, honey, I'll do that. Let me call the Sanders.
Clint, there's really no need for you.
Sweetheart, listen, do you think I was going to let you face something like this alone? Huh?
You've already ruined everything anyways. It's gonna get you a birthday gift, a surprise one.
Tina, my birthday isn't for another month yet.
Don't you think I know that? That's why I was arranging it in advance. It was gonna be something special.
And I've ruined the big surprise, right? Well, I have a feeling it's still going to be a surprise because I just saw the jeweler. I still have no idea what's going to hit me about a month from now.
Oh, so you're telling me I can still give you a big thrill in the near future, huh?
Yeah, well, with Martina, there's never a dull moment. Look, honey, we better get moving because I want to stop by Landfair before we jump on any kind of a plane, okay?
Can't we call him from the airport?
No, Tina, we can't. Now, come on. If you're worried about Clint not giving me the time off, don't. Because we're going to catch him in a hell of a good mood. And I'm sure that both he and Vicky will want us to be just as happy as they are right now. Come on.